And we are back. I'm your host, Mike. Gunner's sitting in with me today. This is episode 7. Great episode coming up. A super long interview I did last week with the guys over at Noble, Josh, Jimmy, and Paul. Really fun. I think I say in the interview, I must say, and we're back like 4 or 5 times because we took a bunch of breaks in between to get beer and go to the restroom. Yeah, so that's going to be a real fun one. I hope you guys enjoy that. But before I do, we just want to, got to start it off right. We'll get all this. And I will put a timestamp in the bio, in the info on the episode. So it'll be on Spotify, Google, and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to start it off right. How you feeling today, Gunner?
Tired.
Yeah. It was a long night last night, huh?
Yeah. Celebrated Jake a little bit there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and congratulations to Jizzy, my brother. He did the can artwork for the newest signature series from Brewery X. Originally they had the dictionary roulette. It was at 7.4, and they made it a double. It was a really cool can. It's Vegas themed. So definitely, if you're in the area or in the OC area or SoCal area, go to Brewery X. Super great pizza. They have really good food, really great beer, so definitely check that out, and you can maybe get one of my brother's cans. That sounded a little dirty.
Well, all depends what kind of mood he's in.
Oh, yeah. But this first beer we're going to do is the 3 that we're going to do on the intro, this intro, are all from Noble. This one is a hockey-inspired one. It's called Aim for the Netses IPA. It's a cold IPA coming in at 7.9%. Let's see. Yeah, over at Noble. Noble's been around since 2009. It's a really cool can. It looks like it has like a beat up kind of hockey player on it. And on the side it has Noble Ale Works with the 2 hockey sticks crossed on their crest. All right, let's crack her open, eh? Oh, forgot my glass over here. Here we go. There you go, Gunner. See how good this sucker is. No, I'm just kidding. I've been drinking this all week, so I know it's pretty good. That one sounds pretty good. Some good audio there.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, cheers, Gunner.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. That's really good stuff. It is pretty hoppy. You do get a lot of, have a little bitterness to it. But, I love bitter. It's really smooth. It's clear. It's super see-through. Crisp, clean, refreshing for being a cold IPA. I really like it. I'm going to give this a 9. I really enjoy. Gunner just chugged his whole thing.
It is refreshing. Definitely refreshing.
Yeah, he just showed me up on that one. Now I feel like I got to chug my thing.
I'll get a 9.5.
Nice.
Once I started drinking it, I just want to pound it. Tastes really good. Fresh, crisp.
Oh, excuse me. Apologies. When you're in the tap room, and you're drinking some beers, there tends to be some belching. First thing I wanted to get into was the Final Four was yesterday. It's also the same thing as WrestleMania, but we'll get into WrestleMania Night 1 recap a little later. I guess the Mike jinx is still in full effect. Every team I've picked has lost. Started with UCLA and Alabama. Both of them went down. Well, but San Diego State won, so that's pretty good. I know we were both kind of hoping for San Diego State. But they made it to the championship in Miami.
Yeah, it was an amazing finish. It was one of those last-second shots. They win the game. They go on to their championship game, which never happened in their history. So that's awesome for them.
Yeah.
Especially since they're in California.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always cheering for the California teams and stuff like that. What was the final score to the UConn game? Because we were kind of watching the wrestling stuff as all that was going on.
The last I noticed, it was like 4 minutes left, and UConn was up by 10.
Yeah, so it looks like it was 59-72 UConn won. And yeah, San Diego State won. It was like a buzzer beater. I saw the highlight.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome for them. Good for them.
Yeah. So in the final, and that will be, what day is that? Is that Tuesday, Wednesday? Oh, it is. So it's tomorrow. at 6:20. It's San Diego State at UConn. I mean, against UConn at 6:20 p.m. Pacific time. Looks like UConn's favored by 7.5. The over/under is 132.5 for you bettors out there. I think so. I jinx them. I'm going to do the reverse jinx. I'm going to take UConn. I'm going to take UConn to win this.
Well, I think I want San Diego State definitely.
Yeah.
Totally wanted, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I want them too, but that's why I'm going to do the reverse jinx.
Well, there you go.
See if that works. But yeah, it was like, from what I saw, it looked like that was just a phenomenal game. I kind of wish I would have watched that instead of watching other pre-Mania stuff while that game was going on. But
we kept trying to flip it, and you didn't let us.
Oh, you did? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I might have had a few last night.
There you go.
But we can jump into that in just a second. When we talk about Mania, we have 2 more from Noble that we're gonna be doing, and this next one is a West Coast IPA. It's a West Coast IPA coming at 8.3%. This one was a World Beer Cup winner in 2000, a gold medal winner in 2018. So it's Nobility Imperial IPA. Well, it says Imperial IPA coming at 8.3%. This should be pretty good. Let's crack her open. And this is going to be a shorter intro because the episode with the we'll see how short it is, but we'll find out because the Noble episode was really long. It was but we had a phenomenal time. Here we go. Let's pour this sucker. Oh yeah. There we go. That's a little cloudy. Great head on it though. Off the nose. That smells really good. You're getting like the floral too from the hops. Let's jump in. That is really good. I hadn't had this one yet this week. I was saving this one for the show. It's really smooth. Like, it's not like overly bitter or anything like that. And it is hoppy, but it's not like super hoppy or anything like that. You do get like floral notes to it.
Yeah, tastes great.
Yeah, it's really good.
8.3, a little rough for me, you know.
There you go. Yeah, 8.3 is that. I know that when you get in the 8s.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Really good. You know, I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Nice. I like it. This one I'm going to go... You know, it's got to be good because it's a gold medal winner, and I really enjoy it. I'm going to give this a big fat 10 on this one. I like this one a lot. Because it's not like I said, it's not overly bitter. It's really solid. Oh, ball's in. There goes my phone. Yeah, that's delicious. So should we talk about WrestleMania? What'd you think of it, Gunnar?
A lot to talk about, but nothing surprising. I think we kind of figured out all the matches on this one.
Yeah.
It was a little boring, actually, for the first night. It actually was. No surprises, no, like, wow moments.
Yeah.
I think the only wow moment there was is when Rhea Ripley flipped
Charlotte
over her head, and she landed straight on her face and probably broke her nose.
Yeah. Do you think that might be an improvement, though, for Charlotte Flair's next?
I'm just kidding. She'll get it fixed no matter what.
Yeah.
That was probably my best match.
Yeah.
I think we were all going for Rhea Ripley, and
yeah, for sure. I was happy Rhea won. It was a good match too.
Yeah, she got it. You know, it was cool. That Logan won, and
oh yeah, the Logan Paul and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, you know, that was a little surprise with his buddy was in that little outfit, which we kind of figured out.
Yeah.
Somebody was in there because he was kind of hanging around too much.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird that they had like a prime mascot out there. I thought maybe it was going to be Jake Paul, his brother, but it ended up being that KSI guy.
Yeah, well, he looked a little too small and thin, so there's no way it can be him.
Yeah, but yeah, that was I think that was a good match. I feel like the matches were good. There wasn't like you said, there wasn't anything like shocking happening.
Yeah, I think we picked them all.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure we.
Yeah, I mean, I think I went against you on a couple different ones on the show last week.
I I think the 4 tag team match, you picked that one, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I think I picked Damage Control, but I don't remember. I'd have to go back and listen to the tape. But I think you picked more winners than I did from the show.
Yeah, I'm going to say I did.
Yeah.
I think that was the only one I lost, was that 4-team tag match.
Yeah. That was, they were all pretty good. The one I honestly didn't really pay attention to was that, the men's tag match. Yeah, the one with Otis in it. I didn't really pay attention. I was,
There was too much going on. I think they tried to make it exciting, and there's, everybody in the ring at one time or outside of the ring, and just like, eh.
Yeah, when I was freaking cooking up a storm, so I was trying to pay attention as much as I could, but and I'll be doing that today, but I'm going to try to get it done early because a lot of the matches that I wanted to see today, like the Edge match, I'm looking really excited for Edge and Balor, and just like you had mentioned last week about Gangrel, and I guess he's probably going to be there today, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah,
that would be cool. I think today's going to be a lot more going on, and little excitement and some surprises, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm excited for the Cody and Roman match. That should be pretty good. The Edge Balor match should be good. Asuka versus Bianca should be good.
We're all hoping for that. Oh my God, he's here!
The Rock, yeah,
something like that. That's I think what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I think it could happen. Honestly, you never know. But I thought it was a good night one. It was Triple H's first Mania, doing it. Running creative. I think night one was, or at least I'm hoping, night one was just kind of like, because it was good. Don't get me wrong.
Warm up for night two.
Yeah,
and I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, because even like the Sami Zayn match, that match was pretty good. The Usos who finally lost their titles after how long I can't remember. And was it Damage Control lost? Dominique actually, he beat. No, he lost to Ray, right?
Yeah,
Ray beat him,
which is good. Good for him.
Yeah. Like I said, I had a few shots last night. I had a few shots of whiskey. The tights might have made an appearance. I might have thrown on the good old...
they did.
Yeah. Good old Shawn Michaels tights and put this my sparkly vest.
You were looking hot for a moment there.
Oh, yeah. And it was... the whiskey got me.
Good time. We had a good time last night.
Oh, yeah. It was
There's a lot of different things going on. And
yeah. We're celebrating Jake. We're watching WrestleMania, all that good stuff. But the food was really good. The chicken that Gunner did, was really good. The pork belly burn ends came out super amazing. They flew like hotcakes. And even the pulled pork, the bone, I don't know.
Pulled pork was great.
Yeah, if you follow follow us on Instagram, or follow me on Instagram, it's at the Taproom podcast on Instagram. I think I posted a video yesterday of just pulling the bone out. Like there was some meat on it, but it just, as soon as I touched that meat, it just came right off. Everything came out so good. May's pasta salad came out good. If anyone who May is, it's Gunner's wife, my aunt. And what else do we? Oh, mac and cheese, delicious. Everything was super good.
Mac and cheese was great. Did you put pepper in? I think it's a little spicy.
Oh yeah, I must have put pepper in there. Yeah. Maybe next time I'll just throw a Reaper in there.
There you go.
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah, I love the pulled pork. I think I stood at the tray it was in and just kind of dug my hand in there and just ate away that way. Didn't put in nothing. Good.
The best part for me, I always loved like the bark.
Yeah, definitely.
The bark to it, but you almost wish like there was just a whole thing of just bark.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that's just the best part.
Yeah. But even the money muscle for barbecue people out there, like the money muscle that's on one of the points, I guess. I don't know barbecue terms. I'm assuming that's what it is. But that one, it's like you just touched the meat yesterday and it was just like butter in your hands. It was so good.
If you guys don't have a smoker, you really need to try that. And we just cook everything in it now.
Oh, yeah. And
we don't do the barbecue hardly much anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about the smoker, and just things come out so much more better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I did the beer chicken yesterday, and
that was good.
Oh God, it's so good.
Yeah, it was just even the other one we did. The whole chicken on there, just straight on the smoker. When we took that one in the house, all I did was I went to grab one of the drumsticks to give it to Jake, and the bone just came right out. It was like, that's how, like, good. And you just, make sure you cook your chicken up to, at least it was a 165. As long as you get it there. Yeah, it's super tender, super good. And even for the pulled pork, if you guys ever want me to talk more about that stuff, just, shoot me a message. Let me know because I like to hear from you guys. So yeah, we can definitely
we'll have an episode about food.
Yeah, for sure. We could do that, and we can talk about Oh, just got a message. The Braves undefeated season is now over. They're 2-1. But yeah, if you ever want to get into that stuff, we can always do that more. Like the pulled pork is super easy to do, like a pork butt. Sometimes you do get the stall, but like I said, if you ever want us to talk more, me or Gunnar, whoever, to talk more about it, we can always do that.
My Angels won 13-1 yesterday.
There you go.
1-1, baby.
Yeah.
500 for the season.
There it is. Yeah,
let's end it now.
Yeah, there we go. If the playoffs ended, the playoffs started today.
There you go.
All right, so we'll jump into this last beer, and then we're going to talk about baseball season. We'll give our picks for each division, and then who we think is going to win the American League, National League, and then the World Series. But before we do that, let's jump into this brewski. This one is another one from Noble. It's called Felt Intergalactic. It's a Noble Hazy IPA. Let's see here. And it's brewed with El Dorado, Citra, Ella, Mosaic, and Azaka. Coming in at 6.8%. This one, you tried this one during the week, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember because I don't think I tried this one yet. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. Cracker open, eh? Oh, yeah. Super hazy. Super cloudy. Oh, that's nice. You can see a little sediment in it. I love it.
I'm just going to keep pouring, right?
Oh, yeah. Go for it. Yeah. I didn't want any more anyway. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I am a hazy guy.
Oh, I know.
Definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, this one looks amazing. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. That smells so good. Oh, man. Super smooth. Like, it's not... I know I probably say that a ton, but it is. Like, they, that's why, like, when it comes to Novo, like, I was glad that, I was able to hang out with these guys and, have some good beers. Just have good conversation, because, that's what this is all about. Having fun and, being able to, hear people's story, where they came from, where they were brewing before. Or, like, like last week in Dylan's case, he was, home brewing, and then, boom, went right into it at Stereo. But the guys, yeah, Jimmy, Paul, and Josh, all great guys. This beer is amazing. I love a hazy.
And it's a double, actually, but if my eyes are correct, it's 6.8.
Yeah, well, doubles are anything above 8.
Yeah, looks like a 6.8. Like I said, if my eyes are right. I'm not even
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's 6.8, so it's a single hazy.
But it says double.
Oh, double dry hopped.
I gotcha.
Yeah. But this one is, really good. Like I said, I'm going to give this it another big fat 10. This is really delicious. Like I said, I can't say enough about these guys. They're awesome. What are you going to give this one?
10.
There you go.
Big fat 10. It's great. Like I said, I'm a hazy guy.
Yeah.
Give me a hazy, and I'll probably give you a 10 all the way around.
There you go. And Paul and Jimmy, the brewers over there, you guys are killing it. And I can't wait to hang out with you guys again. I was actually messaging with Josh the other day, who runs Instagram, and we were kind of going back and forth, telling him that I, can't wait to get back down there and hang out with them again. And they got some new beers coming down the pipeline right now that I'm super excited to try. I'm not going to, divulge anything, but yeah, really, really great guys. And that'll be just starting in just a few, but let's go ahead. Before we do that, let's do a little preview of baseball. So yeah, baseball just started this week. Yeah, the Braves are now 2-1. Mets are 2-1. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, let's do our picks here. So we'll start with the, we'll just start with the National League East. It's kind of a 3-horse race with the Braves, I feel, the Mets, and the Phillies. Sorry, anybody listening in New York, but fuck the Mets. Phillies, I'm okay with. Never had a, bad thing about the Phillies. But
well, I see why you started with the National East because of the
Braves. Yeah, it's always on top. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. I think the Braves winning the division, but I think the Phillies and the Mets both win the wild card. Who do you got in the National League East, Gunnar?
I got the Braves, of course. They got so many young players. That's why when I talk about Ohtani, I'm always saying it's the Dodgers or the Braves because they
Yeah.
got so many young players.
Yeah.
Where if they send Ohtani to one of these teams, they're going to get so many good young players.
Yeah, you get some young talent.
Definitely the Braves.
Nice. So we're both on board there for the Braves. In the Central, it's the Cubs, Reds, Milwaukee, the Brewers, Pirates, and St. Louis. I still think it's St. Louis, but the Cubs did get better. So, I mean, they could definitely contend. And Milwaukee's rotation, I really love Corbin Burns. So I could see them, any one of those three teams kind of making some noise. But I'm going to go with St. Louis.
Didn't the Reds make a run like last year or the year before? I think they did.
I don't know if it was last year. It might have been year or two before. I can't remember.
Didn't what's the name come back and play baseball? 47 years old? Ken Griffey?
No.
No?
No.
Well, supposedly.
Oh, they're still paying him.
Well, supposedly, yeah, the Reds are paying.
Yeah,
him,
they're because they're paying him still like $3.6 million in deferred money every year because of that huge contract
Poor
they gave
guys,
him.
I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the Cardinals for me.
I'm going to go Cubs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. All right, we got the National League West. Who cares? I'm just kidding. It's the Colorado, the Rockies,
I think we all
Dodgers.
know who's gonna be on this one.
Yeah, it's the Rockies, Dodgers, San Francisco, Arizona, and San Diego. I mean, and now it seems like this year, I know they're 1-2 to start the season, but that doesn't mean anything, at least not yet. But I think it's got to be Slam Diego or the Dodgers.
Yeah, San Diego, they picked up quite a few players the last couple of years.
Their lineup is loaded.
They're trying to win a World Series.
Oh, no doubt.
Once again, I think the Dodgers are good. They got rid of the older, good, solid players, and I think that's going to bite them in the ass at the end.
Yeah.
They do have good young team, good farm system.
Yeah.
But like I said, since I'm an Angels fan, I think they're one of the top teams to get Ohtani if he's going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because of those good young players they do have.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it yesterday, that if they were to trade Ohtani, to the Dodgers would have to give up at least
5 or 6 players, definitely.
I would say they could even get more, probably. Because, I mean, when they talked about, was it last year when they traded, when the Nationals traded Juan Soto, there was talks about giving up 6 guys, at least. And if you're Ohtani, because you're not only getting a great bat hitter, you're getting a great pitcher too.
Correct.
So, I mean, for both, you got to give up, the farm.
Yes.
And if you have, and the Dodgers always have, 7, 8 guys in the top 100. So, top 100 prospects.
And like I told Navi yesterday, I said, I always bring up the stats on Ohtani's first game.
Yeah.
6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, no runs.
Yeah.
And the Angels lose the game.
Yeah, 2-1, right? In that first one.
Yes, so it's
yeah,
they need some help there, and you're going to get probably one of the best players to ever play the game.
Yeah.
I don't care about Babe Ruth or not, but
yeah,
he's going to be one of the best players, and you're going to get the money for him, and
for sure,
he's going to be the highest paid player by the end of the year.
That's what they said. He's going to be, they're going to be a contract valued around $600 million. So who knows how much he's going to make per year and how many years it's going to be. I doubt it's going to be a long term contract.
But it could be. You can get 3 good pitchers.
Yeah.
3 solid pitchers and 3, infield pitchers.
Yeah. And you want guys that are you don't at least if I was the Angels and I did trade Ohtani, I don't want guys that I'm going to have to wait to develop. I want guys that are just about MLB ready.
Right. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why is because you got Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Who's stuck with the Angels for another 10 years.
Yeah.
That poor guy's never going to win a World Series, unless they get the players there.
Yeah.
And they're going to need to get the players for Mike Trout.
Oh, yeah.
I know they want him to win a World Series, and they're going to have to make a move. And yes, you're going to lose Ohtani, but you're going to get some darn good players that can win a World Series.
Oh, for sure. And if you could pillage a farm system, I mean, sometimes, that's what you got to do, to get ahead. I mean, the Braves struggled for years, and then it wasn't until, they started drafting, really good talent like Acuna and Ozzie Albies and Austin Riley and all these different guys. So when you're able to do that, and then you can get longevity, you can be really competitive for a really long time. But yeah, I think when it comes to NL West, I think it's going to be either the Dodgers or San Diego, but I feel like the Padres have a better lineup. The pitching, I don't know, can be iffy. That Dodger lineup, as scary as it was last year, isn't all that scary this year.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know, they just have the young players, I think, that nobody knows of yet.
Yeah.
And I think, pitching's pretty solid.
Yeah, they got
I don't even
good
think
pitching.
Kershaw is a starting pitcher this year.
No, he is, but he'll be like the fourth or fifth guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sucks.
He's not going to be like a number one guy, but
He shouldn't.
no, I mean, he's just getting up there. Like, he's not the same guy. I still love Kershaw. I mean, obviously, I'm not a Dodger fan, but I do love Kershaw.
I'm not a Dodger fan.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go to the American League. We got the American League East. It's Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Boston, New York, and Toronto. Tampa Bay starting off 3-0, so they're undefeated to start the season.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like that the AL East and the NL East might be the two best divisions in baseball. You got with New York, Tampa Bay, and Toronto with all those bats. Those teams definitely have a shot to make the playoffs this year. But I'm going to go New York. I think the Yankees take the division.
I like Boston. I really do. I like
love
Boston.
Boston,
I got
yeah.
a couple of their caps, and they're solid. They're not their World Series kind of team, but I like some of the players because they do have Justin Turner now.
Yeah.
So they got.
They got Kike too, right, from the Dodgers. They got a couple Dodger guys.
Yeah, they do. So I'm gonna go with Boston on that one.
There you go. Like it. All right, and then we got the Central, which is the Twins. The Twins, Cleveland. I almost called them the Cleveland Indians, the Cleveland Guardians, Chicago White Sox, Kansas City Royals, and Detroit Tigers. That's a kind of a tough one for me. I want to say the White Sox. I honestly don't watch a lot of the NL Central, but I'm just going to go with the White Sox just based on what they did last year. Wait, was it last year or the year before? I don't even remember now. But I'm just going to go White Sox. Fuck it.
Was it Minnesota playoffs last year?
They could have been.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Twins. Yeah, they're 2-0, and
There you go.
I'm kind of jumping on it, but
Yeah.
I think the Twins are going to be good.
Okay. All right, and the Gunners, AL West.
Oh, yes.
The Rangers, Astros, Angels, A's, and Mariners. This is actually, the division has gotten better. It's not. I don't think it's just like the Astros are going to run away with it like they normally do. But I feel like this year that the Rangers got better. Yeah, the Angels, I feel like they got better, signing a couple guys. The A's are the A's. They probably going to be a 500 team, maybe just below 500 team. But I feel like Seattle is a good young team too. But I think it's still the Astros to win the division. But I mean, I feel like they could one of the 4 out of the 5 teams could potentially give them some trouble.
Well, of course, this is my team here.
Yeah.
So you got the Angels, and I don't think the Angels are going to do anything.
Yeah.
Unless they make that big trade. That's the only way they're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to be a 500 club, hopefully.
Yeah.
500 would be great. It's going to be the Astros. They just know how to win.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so deep. But another thing about the Angels, too, before we jump into the interview, the Angels, if they are going to trade Ohtani, they have to get rid of him. They have to do it at least by the deadline, because if they wait and they just let him sign somewhere else next year, like that's gonna look so bad for the organization because you had this guy, you let him just walk away for nothing. So you have to go ahead and you have to get it done by the deadline. Because if you just wait, like, oh, we're just going to try to re-sign him in the offseason, you are just the biggest idiot in baseball if you just let him walk away for nothing.
Definitely.
But yeah, and so what we'll do is
we can talk about the Pac-12 baseball. I think my Trojans are first place, believe it or not.
Are they?
Yeah,
I haven't. I mean, I'm an SC fan too, but I haven't watched a lick of baseball. But before we do that, who do you got winning the National League? We don't have to do who's going to be in the playoffs. We can just go who's going to win the National League and then go to the World Series.
Braves.
I think so too. I'm not trying to. I don't want to. jinx them. I really feel like they got a shot this year. They have a deep rotation, even though Fried went down. He's going to miss a couple starts. But I really feel like they have the pitching. They have a really good lineup. I think they got a shot to do that. In the American League,
Astros.
I think it could be the Astros. I think it could be. I don't think New York has enough pitching to compete with the Astros. Tampa Bay is always kind of sneaky, though. I feel like Tampa Bay could get in. So you know what? I'm just to not agree with you on this. I'm gonna say Tampa Bay sneaks in. I like Tampa Bay, but I my second pick would be the Astros. And who do you got winning it?
Braves.
Same.
You'll have
That's all I'm gonna say.
You'll have a good year.
I hope so.
And if Avalanche gets in and wins,
we got a chance.
You'll have an awesome year.
Yeah, next year will be.
I think
the playoffs start next month.
2 years ago, was it? Avalanche won and the Braves won.
Yeah, so the Braves won. Yeah, it was just 2 seasons ago, and then the Avalanche won last year.
Yeah, that's a good year there.
Yeah, so I had a great 9-month run there, 9 or 10 month run. So it was like they each won a title within like 10 months or 9 months or whatever it was. But yeah, like maybe we'll talk a little college baseball next week. I don't want to keep this going too long. Like I said, I will put in a timestamp for the interview. I hope you guys enjoy it. I had a great time recording it with the guys over there at Noble. Like I said, Josh, Jimmy, Paul, all great dudes. And if you go down there, tell them, grab a beer and mention them like, hey man, tell them you listen to the show, or that's the reason you're down there. It's great to hear, feedback from you guys. So I hope you enjoy that. Don't forget to stick around for the outro and a reading from the Bro Code. Thanks for being on again, Gunner. We're gonna get to cooking. Enjoy, guys. All right. Well, this is my second episode recorded today, but this one will be live in about a week. But we're back in the tap room. Actually, this first time in a cellar room. And I'm here at Noble Ale Works here in Anaheim. So they have, honestly, every time I see their Instagram, because it's, really, I'm a huge hockey fan, and being able to see the stuff that they did with Violent Gents and all that sort of stuff. I have 3 guests on the show. We have Paul, Jimmy, and Josh. I didn't mess up anybody's name, right?
No, that was amazing.
Perfect. Good. All right. So just making sure, but hey, thanks for being on the show. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Good morning. Saturday.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Right on.
Always tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the brewing process is it's mostly cleaning and then,
I just haven't had enough beer yet.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And speaking of beer, because we always start the episode the right way, crack a brewski, give it a reviewski. And we got a beer that, there you go. Al, yeah. If you haven't heard the intro to the show, my brother did the music for it, but it's always like and then the beer pour.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, we're going to jump into this one. And Paul, do you want to tell us a little bit about this beer?
I could, but I'm going to hand that off to Jimmy because
let's hear it.
This came out of his head, actually.
It's a really simple beer, honestly. It's just Pilsner base. It's Monrovian malt over from Czechoslovakia. It's not Czechoslovakia anymore, is it? It's Czech Republic.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's single decoction that pulls out those bready floral notes. So that means we boil the mash before we transfer over the water. So we have like a little 2-step mash rest. So it goes from like 148, and we boil a little bit of the residuals, about 1/4 of the mash before we transfer over the water ton. Gets it up to 158 in water, but also gives it a nice flavor. Simple as that. A 90-minute boil with a little bit of Czech sauce in there all over the place.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
What would you name this beer if you were to name it very quickly?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Classic.
That is the name of the beer.
There it is.
I don't think about it.
Well, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Thanks for allowing me to come down here to the brewery.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
Let's do it. The head retention on this beer is ridiculous for everybody that can't see it, but it's freaking great.
Yeah, if you really want to have fun with the barbacks on a game night, go ahead and ask for a slow pour.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
please
they
do.
that's their favorite thing to do.
But man,
Yeah.
it looks so good, just jiggly and wiggly. And
Oh, yeah.
And if they don't do it well, just return it and ask for another one.
Looking like flubber.
yes.
And we're back. This is really good. It's super crushable. I feel like it's crisp, clean, refreshing. Going to I don't know if you guys are golfers,
I'm not a golfer at all. I shank everything, but my short game's all right. Pretty good on a putt
you get
course. Yeah.
Shout out to boomers.
Yeah. Or golf and stuff off the 605.
There we are.
But yeah, this is really good. I really enjoy this. But like I said, thank you guys again for having me on, or having you guys, letting me have you guys on here at the brewery. But I'm kind of curious of like where you guys all started, because I mean, like, you know, Josh, obviously you were in marketing, you're the manager, you know, of everything like that, and you know, Jimmy, you've been brewing. Paul's a brewer. Where did you guys all start out? And we'll start with Paul.
Wow. Okay.
There it is.
Put me on the spot.
Come on down. To quote Bob, I was gonna say to quote Bob Barker, but I was gonna say R.I.P. But I honestly don't know if he's still around or not.
Wow, is that a Happy Gilmore reference?
Yeah.
That's a good little drop
Yeah.
there. Because Happy Gilmore might be one of my favorite movies.
It's a banger. Yeah. What more do you need?
So I started off in brewing with a Mr. Beer kit.
Oh,
given at
okay.
Christmas,
Back in the day,
and
you could buy it
with
at Target.
Someone gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can make this.
Yeah.
And then about a week into its quote unquote fermentation, I was like, already reading, I'm like, I should add some coriander to this. I should add some honey to this.
Okay.
And that just unlocked a precipice of tenacity and learning about water, learning about hops, learning about grain.
Yeah.
And I just went down that whole path, hooked up with a local homebrew group called OC Craft or OC Mashups, and then started, you know, really just playing with my beer.
Oshi Massup's still around too, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I have one of their stickers in my car.
Yeah, they meet at Cervecito and Santa Ana first Monday out of every month.
Okay.
So that's kind of where my brewing came from. That's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously graduated through the ranks. And
Yeah.
once I came on here, you know, Jimmy gave me a cool opportunity to say, hey, you want to bring some of what you've done to the mass market?
Yeah.
And that's really kind of in the past. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I work in marketing too, and it's a cool thing to kind of see where the beer industry is evolving to as far as marketing. How
for sure.
how we're talking to our guests. How
Yeah.
like we're fan based here. Like our proximity to the Ducks rink and the Angel
Yeah.
Stadium, it's the insane amount of influx that we get during game nights.
Oh, yeah.
We're usually here, you know, just kind of watching and observing, seeing like what are people drinking,
Yeah.
what are they liking. So
Yeah, and I feel like, especially now with the craft beer industry, like there is a lot of catering, like you know, because everybody loves seltzers, like, you know. So I mean, even if it's just like the person off the street, they'll hear about the brewery, they'll come down, you know. But I mean, like a seltzer could be like a gateway drug into, you know, IPAs or something like that.
I never.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Seltzers, you know, came through obviously through COVID and everything. They had a giant spike, you know, about, you know, personal health and wellness and this and that. But like we actually have a number of guys come in more often than not, like that ask for seltzers. So it's no longer just say something that's for females or female flavors. Like the guys like the stuff just as much as the girls.
We actually get more. I'm going to say we get more guys asking for seltzers coming in the front row than we do from our female guests.
Yeah. And if it's good, then who cares who's ordering it? You know, it's as long as you're putting out a quality product, which clearly, like, you know.
Yeah, we'll pour one here in a bit, but I think right now we've got on a pappelmoose seltzer. It's a little twist,
like a grapefruit kind of.
Exactly.
How do you know that's grapefruit? That's what I'm trying to
LaCroix.
Google.
There we go.
Hey, no, they're not a sponsor, so
We
suck it.
We may have tried to mirror our water profile similar to theirs.
Okay.
So very
Makes
mineralizing
sense.
the water profile.
Yeah.
Making it a very approachable drink.
Oh, for sure.
And we go through them pretty quick. I mean, the cucumber yuzu one we did last time, like as soon as the half, like do a six stole and be gone like in a couple of days. Like people come in and it's gone through. It's like you can't keep it on long enough. Like if we have to put something else, you know, either a new flavor on or create another, you know, 6 or half barrel to put up. It goes very quickly.
Maybe by the time this airs, we might have a mango tahini.
Mango tahini. Uh-oh.
Kind of playing with it right now.
I might even drink that.
Oh, I think Jimmy said he was going to play with you or something like that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, if that's the NHL app. Let me turn that off. It happens all the time.
Hockey life.
Hockey time.
Crunch time right now.
Oh we're getting closing in on the playoffs. Stuff's coming up. But before we move into that stuff, because I do have a segment later talking about all that. Jimmy, what was your story in brewing? Like, how did you get where you are now?
So I homebrewed for I want to say 6 or 7 months.
Okay.
And kind of got the gist of it, and learned how to kettle sour. And my buddy worked at Ballast Point. He's like, dude, they're opening up in Anaheim. Come over here. I can get in the brewery. First thing I did is hand my home brew, and he's like, I'm going to come back and tell you it's terrible. He was trying to be upfront and honest. Came back and said, this is fantastic. And so I just started helping out in the brewery, and eventually got hired on as the brewer for Ballast Point, Long Beach, and Anaheim.
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago, and that's as long as I've brewed.
Yeah.
That's the story. Before that, I was an attorney. And so it was kind of like Paul did. He kind of jumped into all the aspects of brewing, the water, hops, the malt and all that stuff. And for me, coming from a legal field where I was a research attorney, more or less, law and motions, really detailed stuff, reading a lot of material, I just went crazy. And just read everything I could, figured out everything I could. And the beautiful thing to me about beer is because homebrewing only became legal during the 70s, is this industry is so immature compared to the culinary industry.
Oh, for sure.
And so there's so much room to run. It's kind of, I saw it as just an opportunity to have a great time.
Yeah.
And just have a good job. And so I've just run with that. And I love every minute of it. And these guys know I'm here every day of the week.
Yeah.
Way too long.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you want to talk
I
about
don't get that mad. I come into my own volition. I just, everything's my fault for how hard I work.
He's our workhorse.
Yeah. So you're Perry Mason turned brewer. Hopefully I didn't age myself out on the show.
Wasn't Perry Mason the fat guy?
Oh, I wasn't saying that.
You've plumped up a bit, but
Yeah.
What are you trying to say, man?
I'm just trying to come over here and have a good time.
But yeah, basically, yeah.
But that's awesome though, man. But you always kind of find those people, and those are the ones that I feel like, some people find out really early on in life what they want to do. And they know from the second, from when they're, 5 or 6 and they see something on TV like, oh, that's a job, you can do that. But then some people find it later on in life. But as long as you find it, you found something you love to do.
As long as you keep it looking. You don't give up.
You can't discourage yourself.
Yeah, I think from the beginning it was never a goal to be an attorney.
Yeah.
Who wants to be an attorney?
Yeah, trying to pass the bar just sounds like a freaking
The goal
thing.
was actually to be a restaurant or a brewery owner, and that just fell in my lap was kind of an amazing thing. It wasn't like I actually planned. I planned to get there, but the route was 40 miles to the left, 40 miles to the right. You know? And eventually got here, and just it was so much more than I thought it would be. Once I did, because I never thought I would actually brew. Because I went to UC Davis for school. Yeah, and that's where the big brewing school is.
Yeah, so my goddaughter goes to UC Davis.
Yeah, and so one of the things that because everybody goes through the viticulture class or the beer class, and you do a homebrew, and it's always terrible. It's always terrible.
Yeah,
and then you try some of the guys from the school to go to the beer school because everybody kind of hangs out. It's Davis. It's everybody knows everybody. It's the worst thing in the world. You can't do anything bad. Then you don't at that point in time I thought that there is no chance of me ever becoming a brewer because it's just too hard.
Yeah.
But once I started figuring doing it the first time, so the first time I still remember getting, just like Paul, like a kit. Somebody gave me a kit. Somebody's like, hey, let's do this. It was the architect at the company I was working for. And I remember sitting there in the bathtub holding the
there it is.
plastic bucket.
trying to keep
Was the shower
in a cold freeze.
Bathtub full of ice. The malt smell making me nauseous.
Yeah.
And then I put it in the closet and forgot about it for a month. I'm like, pull it out. It's supposed to be an IPA. It's not bitter. It's red or black.
Yeah.
Fully oxidized. But it was amazing. It was amazing. It tastes like sherry. Everybody thought it was the best brewer in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
No. But the thing is when you fail so bad at something, me personally, I have to try again. Yeah. And that's what happened. I just kept trying again and again and again. I like to pick apart all my beers, and everyone gets a little bit better, and that's what makes it fun. Yeah.
And one thing I kind of equate it to almost like smoking when it comes to the meat and stuff like that. Yeah. Like when briskets, stuff or pulled pork or pork butt. I mean, sorry, but all that sort of stuff. It's trial and error.
Yeah,
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, don't try smoking your first brisket on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
There's
God,
a story there, isn't there?
it kind of sounds like there is.
Yeah. Do a trial brisket 7 days before.
Yeah.
And then reintroduce yourself.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and that's like, sometimes like, you try one thing, you try one recipe and you're like, fuck, like the right idea is there, but then sometimes like, it takes like 3 or 4 or 5 batches to be able to get it right.
Definitely, yeah. And it's always, it's like along the way that, all the points where you can change up stuff. There's so many different things, and it's kind of like, not just on the recipe writing side, but also on the technical side when you're brewing.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects where like you can change the flow, you can change the heat, and it really changes the beer. The water profile for sure changes how much hops are going to pop for an IPA. And it's really playing with that and looking out there at all the other breweries around here that are so amazing and seeing how they do it, learning how they do it, and trying to differentiate yourself in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
is fun. I think part of the reason why the brewing is so much fun here is because everybody around our location, somehow, way, shape, or form, is absolutely amazing. Green Cheek down the street, everywhere down the street, Radiant. I mean, so you have to figure out a way to define yourself. You just can't put out an IPA. Just a normal IPA. It has to be something different, a little bit better. So it distinguishes itself in some way, shape, or form. I think that's why I'm still brewing. I didn't do a one and done. It's just because it is so much fun that everybody's moving into a new region of brewing every month, it seems like here. And just to keep on that forefront and knowing that like you're right with everyone around you, and whether you're keeping up or not, or you're trying to, is what makes this job just awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like you can, like I said, there are a lot of things where like, because there was like a hazy, a big time when it comes to hazies, like that was like a big thing for a little. I think it still is, but then there was like the seltzer thing, and there was like everybody's kind of trying to cater to everybody. But as long as you're brewing good beer or brewing a good seltzer, like you're like people are gonna like word of mouth to me is everything. Like if a buddy reaches out and says, hey man, great episode last week. I told my other friend about it. Or great beer. I went down to Noble last week. They did this amazing, check. And they're like, fuck, that was great. I want to come back and have another one. As long as you can get that sort of thing, like, and that kind of leads into the marketing part too, like for you, Josh. Like, how did you come into this job?
Came in this job by accident or some sort. I've been in marketing for a long time. I used to work for Reebok hockey, their West Coast division. I was with them until they were consolidating back up to Montreal, and I couldn't move to Canada. So I ended up being there, and then I ended up starting another business. So I sell toys and collectibles. So that's been my thing for a long time.
We're gonna have a whole talk about that.
So I've been doing that for quite a while on top of car parts, but brew wise, like some of my friends did home brewing. They've always done it. I drank the beer. Kyle, Challen, love you guys, but let's be real, the beer is it's drinkable, but it's not like top notch.
Sucks.
So we've all, I've been drinking beer, and I've always told people I'm not going to tell you every flavor. No, I'm normally the guy like I can tell you I could drink 1 or 2. If I can drink multiples, I'll say it's a good beer. If I can't, then it's a little hit or miss. In my personal opinion, these two might kill me sometimes on bugging them. So during COVID though, me and Paul actually met over at Redbeard's, and we were hanging out. We got to try some of his home brews, and then as we kind of built a friendship, he was telling me he's working on Noble. Now I've become the Noble since probably 2011, 2012. We used to do our Movember meetings here, so like special place. I have a lot of memories here. It's a special brewery to me. And so when Paul was here, we were talking, and I was noticing they're not doing certain things, with their social media, website, like just basic marketing. Yes, it was COVID, but you still need the market. If you watch the other guys, everyone was putting it, it wasn't put in place. So I talked to Paul, and he ended up got me a meeting with Steve, the owner, and we talked and we went back and forth, and then I was able to come in here. And so I'm still learning because, like I said, marketing hockey or even toys and collectibles is a whole other beast over beer, which is fun, and I'm enjoying it, which is why, I spend a lot of time in the tap room. I'm always trying to talk to customers, or if we're at one of the music festivals, like you got to talk to people, find out what they're liking, what they're thinking, get them involved, and it plays a role into marketing the beer.
Yeah.
And so it's been progressing, and we're going, and I'm learning more. And then on top of that, I've been able to be involved with helping, manage things, it says here, whether it's the front of the house or helping with distro, working with these two guys.
Violent Gentlemen.
Yes, bringing in like companies such as Violent Gentlemen to, do collaborations with and, build the community here with sports. So, I mean, we're growing it, and it's like I said, it's a different beast, but I enjoy it. It's fun, it's learning, it's challenging.
Yeah.
And like I said, I love my other business that I do, but for me, I get bored every couple of years. You got to do something new.
Yeah.
And this was able to fill, because you're never bored. There's always something to do. And like Jimmy, he works crazy hours.
Yeah.
I work over what we need to, but
you work crazy hours too.
We have to get it. It's just building. Like all of us here, we want to see this brand go back to what it was. I mean, the heydays of, you look back at heydays, 16, 17. I mean, this was the brewery to go to. You're in Anaheim. You came here. People loved it. It's the spot.
A Ducks game, you would have 6 of your friends around
One
a
of those.
single stool.
Yeah.
All your pints on there.
Yeah.
And that's the only room you had.
Yeah. And it's like this, and you go in there, and it's like,
Yeah.
And again, I loved it back in the heyday of when you came in here, they had the picnic tables in the front room. Mm-hmm. It might be 10 people, free parking, and I could get like 6, 7 beers before the game. Yeah. And then it got crazy, but it was exciting to see like the progression of Noble built. So like I said, this place has always had a special place in my heart for the fact of, one, I met my girlfriend here, and two, just everything we've done growing up and coming here before games and the memories. It's here. So it's like I'm able to build on it, and then also being able to work with Paul and Jimmy. Like I said, me and Paul built a friendship. That Jimmy came in, we met last March when I was trying to get on board into here, and we built a great friendship, which has helped us a ton on trying to, there's communication. Like we either text message. We hang out outside of work, we go to lunch, we bullshit with each other. Like it's it's family. Like this is like, for hockey wise, like I have my hockey family. Yeah. And then I have my, my regular group of friends, and then now I have my brewery family that, we're a small knit group, but we make it work. Yeah. And it's helped out a lot, getting feedback between talking with customers or being able to talk with Jimmy, or like I said, Paul, his marketing background for what he does, like he's able to help guide me, because he's been doing home brewing in the industry way longer than like I said, I'm green around the gills. Yeah. But it's been a fun process, and I'm enjoying it a lot. But I still have a lot to learn. Like, I mean, I know I do, and I can admit to it, and that's why it goes into talking, trying to research, with people to really try to, build up. And like the plus side is I've been working with Jenny Mann as of late, and she's helping me do something, helping me understand the brewing industry a little bit more. Yeah. And it's gonna, I feel the next 6 months, we're really going to take things to the next level that we need to really put us back on the map.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, but how cool is that though? Like you just like that type of background, like having to deal like going from collectibles, but like I feel like, especially with social media now, that is marketing. I feel like it's not so much like 100%. Like we're marketing way back, like they call Mad Men, love that TV show. Yeah. Not a free shout out, but Mad Men, like where it was like TV or magazines and stuff like that. That's not a thing anymore. No, everything is social media. But all the stuff that I always see, like you guys post, because I mean, like you guys started following the Instagram after I had the interview with Mike, and that's as soon as I saw all your guys' stuff, I was like, "Fuck!" Like maybe I can get them on, or like I don't know who I was going to be able to get on, but be able to come down here and hang out with you guys, talk beer, and just be able to. For me, this platform is about like hearing stories. Like your story is different, Jimmy. Your story is different, Josh, and Paul. Like Paul's story is different, and Paul's away getting beer right now. But it just being able to hear, because when I was talking to Rick at Stereo earlier, he was just like, we were talking about just like what the business is about now, and just that like you can all be brewers, or you can all have like a specific role in the process of brewing, or working for a brewing company, but not everybody's story is the same.
Yeah, it's a very collective community of people from every different aspect. Like I said, I'm still meeting new people all the time. And it's like, it's awesome talking, like where you go through, how long you've been doing this. And, I know, and I said, some people I'll talk about, I know I'm not the only person that's new in the industry or learning. So it's kind of cool meeting some people who've been out there, like, they've only been into it maybe a year or two. It's like, okay, cool. Like, kind of getting to learn the ropes of things. So
it's marketing. Like, it's just being able to like make a connection. Like, honestly, like when you guys, like when I reached out to you guys, I was just like, oh, like, fingers crossed, because some people respond right away, and then some people you don't hear from a month or two. Like, like you reach out to like Beer Paper LA or like, whoever, but like some people, like they want to grow their brand. They want to do this sort of stuff. And I'm not trying to, like when it comes to this like the whole business as a whole, whether it's the marketing part, like the podcast part, or it's the actual brewing portion, or just like the brewery in general, just want to bring people together. Like if I can, get people to come here, that's all that matters to me, because obviously it's a cool ass spot. Like we're in the cellar room right now, just being able to see everything. And it just like, you guys make great beer, obviously. We're about to jump into another one, which is the perfect segue. And this one is, Paul?
Bigwig. So this is one of our staples from probably
the
beginning.
This beer has been brewed more than any beer at Noble.
Awesome.
This is probably the
cheers. Cheers, boys.
That sounds so great.
Yeah, that's why I kept.
That's I'll play you the intro later, how it sounds when I first do it. Yeah, my brother's I mentioned earlier, he works for Brewery X. He's one of the heads in distribution, and now he's doing like the can artwork and all that sort of stuff. But he's a musician too. Like he loves to play. Like he has a steel guitar. He plays the drums, does all that sort of stuff. So free shout out for you, Jizzy. Oh, it sounds like a bad nickname. His name is Jake. But we call him Jizzy. Yeah. So. Yeah, you can get, everybody gets a laugh out of it.
Is there a story behind that?
No, I don't. Honestly, no. Like, surprisingly not. But like, we would be walking down in San Diego, because obviously a bunch of great breweries down in San Diego. But we'd be walking down, and he'd be way ahead of me. I'd be like, "Hey, Jizzy," and people like that guy, just call him Jizz, or so. Yeah, a little awkward, but for Jimmy and Paul, one question I always ask before I try this beer is, you ever had a stuck mash? I gotta ask it to every brewer.
So this is a kind of, I guess, kind of a funny story, because when I got brought into the commercial brewing side, long mashes and long louders were kind of a thing around here.
Yeah.
And Jimmy came on March of last year, and he's like, "What do you mean it takes like this long?" I was like, "This is what it takes." He goes, "No, there's a root cause."
Yeah.
And like I said, Jimmy's got that tenacity. He's got this like,
he wants to attack it.
Wants to dig into everything. So he's going, okay, from silo to inside, what is happening?
Yeah.
From inside through the grain mill, what is happening? And I had seen a sieve before. It's been collecting dust since I got here, but I kind of assumed like the brewer had dialed everything in and everything was ready to roll.
Yeah.
No. What we had found out is upper rollers were dialed out, lower rollers, these are the things that are supposed to like strip the husk away from the grain.
Yeah.
And then the second set's supposed to crack it.
Yeah.
The second set was pretty much a set on pulverize, and the first set wasn't doing anything. So we were basically ending up with a cement bed in the lauter tun. And it just led to exponential lauders in times. But with Jimmy's tenacity, like he literally learned how to, I think it's called series and parallel.
We did it together. We sat there and we figured that out, and it's still confusing to me.
It's still, it really is, because based on the size of that malt that is going through the mill, those should be really adjusted one way or another.
Okay.
So we've got a silo outside.
Yeah.
So the base bulk malt that we use should be a certain size.
Yeah.
But when you start getting the specialty malts and stuff, that can change. Or if you change your base malt, that kernel size can change. So it's kind of just being aware and on top of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It just makes for better beer and better process. So stuck mashes have happened.
We know all about stuck mashes too.
Rice holes.
Yeah.
Is that a big thing?
Yeah,
for you guys?
definitely.
You got to make sure, because I know that's like a big thing. Sometimes I know they shoot it with wort and all that sort of stuff, but.
Well, I think so on our system, because we don't have what you'd see more common is the 2-vessel system, where you have the mash tun, lauter tun all in one.
Yeah.
We got more like a traditional 4-vessel system where we have a mash mixer where we actually mix the malt and the water together, like without like a false bottom, which is screen, all the liquid comes through when they separate. We have one that doesn't have that, and then it transfers over to the lauter tun. And the lauter tun is different sized than those two systems, much wider.
Yeah,
which means that it's a lot easier to get a stuck mash on this guy than it would be on a lot of other systems, and we see that a lot. And we have rakes, which was a new thing to me, like spinning the rakes while we're lautering. Typically, you just use the rakes to actually mix the malt as it goes in for most breweries.
Yeah,
but ours is like used to actually like cut through the grain, because just about every brew you get a little slowdown of the lauter, you know, and you have to cut through the grain bed and only do it so deep so you keep that clarity of the lauter going through, unless we're doing hazy, and now I'll just cut all the way down to the bottom because that introduces more protein, which is just another way of looking at this whole thing. Is this little element of the rakes that can go up and down and spinning where they go creates so much complexity to the whole brewing process, for me at least, you know. Whereas like before, everybody was the same. Yeah. You know, when I was working at Long Beach Ballast Point, I mean, it was just the same thing over and over and over again. Now it depends what style we're doing. Yeah. How we're going to brew it. How we're going to use those rakes, you know. And it's hard to learn it. Well, it's not really hard to. Well, it is hard to learn because it's experience. There's not that much journal out there on this, like in terms of material to read about, because everything you're going to read about is directed at a certain machine. Yeah, and this machine's different, you know. Yeah. So
there's no brewing for dummies or something like that.
Yeah, you can get a reference point, but it's not going to completely apply to what you're doing. So you got to sit there and just, you learn it, just from experiencing it. So like, but we get a ton of them, and if it's hazy, I just cut all the way down to the bottom, baby. Yeah, just keep on cutting. Go through. Everybody laughs at me about it.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
It works.
No, Jimmy actually. Okay, so one of my first beers ever to go commercial. Yeah. Here, Jimmy's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this with US 05." I'm like, Cal Yeast. I'm like, Jimmy, I really want to bring a really cool hazy out as like my first banger. Like, I really want to come. I just want this thing to be an opaque, you know, murky mess. And he's like, we can do that. I'm like, but you're giving me US 05 from another tank. He's like, yeah. It's like, trust me. And at the time we had Brandon
Castillo.
Yep.
The Modern Times, the head brewer of Modern Times Anaheim.
Yeah.
Nice. We're selling it.
So kind of both, like between Jimmy and him, coaxed me into saying like, okay, US 05 is going to be fine. Yeah. It's going to be fine. And they started kind of introducing these methods throughout the brewing process. It's not just, a whole heap load of oats, unmalted wheat, and, your base. It's the process in the introduction, and same again comes from like, I came from a world of biotransformation, add hops during active fermentation. Mm-hmm. Well, when you do that on a very large tank, you have this really good likeliness of this eruption happening.
Okay, so it's like Mount St. Helens.
Yes, Mount St. Helens, and I was like,
circa 1997. Yeah, that was Dante's Peak. Never mind.
Yeah, a bunch of MBA podcasts and stuff showed me, hey, watch for hop dust coming out. Watch, spot a spot weld, and if it disappears, you need to close that hatch and, run pretty much. But like these guys were telling me, they're like, no, we're not going to biotrans this thing. We're not going to use a hazy yeast, and you're going to have a hazy beer that's shelf stable. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like I was like, this is going to be a flop. Sure enough, that thing came out. I mean, we even had some low.
That was an amazing beer.
Yeah,
that was an amazing
we killed it at OC Brewaha. We had to call you to bring more because we were blowing through. We were like, because we had so the first day for the second session, had Paul not brought us more beer, we would have been out. Like we were like, we had the longest line that day. Not to brag, but yeah, we had the longest line that day. How awesome is that, though? Oh, dude, it was great because, like I said, Jimmy just came on in March. Paul had been here for a little bit beforehand. I just came in, so like we had a new team, and Brewaha was kind of like hey, we're coming back out, and to like each session have the longest line. And for the fact that we had to call and be like, hey, we need more beer, or we're not going to be serving, it was a good sign. And like I said,
we're not going to drop the front of our tent. We're going to keep giving people what they want.
And we still blew out with the last session. We still blew out with an hour left. We were done.
Yeah.
And I think just to can I just touch, because Paul gave me credit. But I think on that beer itself, because we pulled the yeast off a honey blonde, and it was I had just gone out because I just wanted to make one and bought wildflower honey just straight off Amazon, and I just wasn't thinking, and so there was sulfur notes for days.
No shit.
And so the yeast that transferred over to his beer, and so what he did was he just
mildly freaked out.
No. He did a little bit, but he roused the hops, which is kind of like. You go to every brewery and everybody treats their dry hops a little bit differently.
Yeah.
It is a unique thing, and I think everything is like, it matters a ton. I think it's the most important part of the process for an IPA at least. And so I never roused for more than like 3 or 4 seconds, really gently to get the flavor.
Yeah.
He was doing 45 minutes.
No. 15 minutes. 15 minutes at a slow burp.
And there was reason to it too, though, because he was trying to, scrub the sulfur, trying to get the sulfur notes off. And, the beer was, what was it? We did a show, a podcast. Somebody was like 120 days in. We poured that can out, and it was still the dankest, thickest beer that was just over the top, flavorful.
How awesome is that?
It was amazing. And going forward, we incorporated that in because I had never wanted to do a hard rouse, and now just about every beer we do, we'll change it a little bit. I'll change it a little bit here and there, but like definitely like we push our dry hops hard because of what happened there. Just trying to figure it out. So it's not like it's me teaching Paul everything. It's clearly a two-way thing here.
Yeah.
And it's just about anyone. Like even the other guy, Cameron, our other brewer, who's not here today. Like some of the stuff he'll see, we incorporate that in. Nobody's directing this train.
It's a collaboration.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah. And if it's not worth it in my mind.
And that's like I was, when I every time I talk to either a brewer or an owner or somebody at a brewery, it's like. It takes a family. Like it's not just about any one person doing one thing. You could be the head brewer, but they're also, the assistant brewers or any other brewers that are a part of it or multiple head brewers doing their job. But if you can get like, this worked on this batch, or maybe we can try something like that on this batch. It's not any just one person. It takes what is it? I'm not trying to quote. I'm not going to mention her name.
Come on, you were going there. Come on, go.
I know. I was going to say,
go.
No, trust me. Loved her husband back then. She's kind of a bitch. Sorry. I'm not going to mention who it is, but it takes a village.
It does take a village. I mean, like I said, we've been lucky here with, like I said, we're a small team, but we all work really well with each other. And you get each other's nerves. I think we all handle it pretty well. Like, we'll swat you.
But there's give and take.
And 100%. And that's where it's been here. Like, work-wise, like I said, when I worked at Reebok, I loved my team I had.
Yeah.
But it was all individual. And then it was complaining. This one, we were like, everybody's talking. Like I said, we hang out, we talk group text, like an email, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's always going round and round. Even sometimes Paul wants to kill me with late at night.
But the next morning,
kill Paul.
Yeah, but the next morning you can walk in here. Jimmy's on the brew stand, Cam's on the brew stand. You can give him the finger, he gives you the finger back, and it's just like this. Like
that's your good morning.
Yes, it's just like this. Hey, it's not.
Fuck you too.
It's like, how you doing? It was the movie Friday when he's just like, hey, and then he turns around and flips it off. Yeah.
Wow, you got these references for days.
Always huge movie buff. So.
Oh my god! Every time you set that down, by the way, it's a snare drum.
Good.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Just time it better.
No.
Right when
if you
try
could
to
go
talk,
up,
Yeah.
if you could do it,
Just bang.
Damn.
Meow. Meow. What is so damn funny?
believe it or not, those guys were actually at the
Broken
Ducks
Lizard
game.
was
Yeah,
here.
Ducks game the other night.
2 nights
What?
ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
son of a
entire
bitch.
crew.
Wait.
Oh no, this fool sends me a photo. He's like, because his buddy took a picture with them. He's
Yeah.
like, we invite them all. Tell your buddy, get them over here now.
Yeah.
Nobody said
Free
anything
beers.
about
Yeah.
fucking not included.
When they
damn.
when Broken Lizard did their the crowdfunding for
Yes.
Super Troopers 2, I did like the bid or whatever, not a bid, but it was like you donated or
The
whatever.
basic packet one.
I did the $60 one, so I got 2 signed scripts for Super Troopers 2.
And Super Troopers 2 was amazing.
It was-
such a good movie. It was
Yeah.
as good as one, but it was still
Yeah,
amazing.
and people kind of like not saying they give it a hard time, but they're just like it's not as good as the first. But there's only 2 or 3, 4 movies out there like sequels that are better than the first one, like The Godfather, maybe.
How do you live up to something?
The
that
Empire
was
Strikes
just
Back.
Rocky
a white
2.
space.
Yeah, Rocky 2. Yeah.
Actually, Rocky 4 is probably the best of the sequels.
Oh yeah. Wait, what about Tommy Gunn?
What about 3?
Yeah, what about Tommy Gunn?
No, 3. I mean, 3 was okay. No, Rocky 4 is the best. When he went to Russia,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
He ended communism. He ended the Cold War. Yeah.
It was Reagan. It was
What more do you need?
Here we go.
If he dies, he dies.
Nice. Best line ever.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are comic book fans, but there's remember the Punisher movie, the first one with Thomas Jane? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's a wrestling reference, but it was with Kevin Nash Diesel. Yeah, he was in that thing. He's like,
I love
bullets
how they
are
just
like
reference.
mosquitoes to the Russian.
Was that when he got the hot water? Right, he got the hot water.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Classic. But then again, coming back to Dolph Lundgren, he was the first Punisher way back in the day. Frank
He-Man,
Castle.
He was He-Man also.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. That was like the heyday. Horrible accent, but he was He-Man for a little bit.
I
Yeah.
really feel like I need like a Punisher decal on the Prius.
Oh, who doesn't?
Just
Exactly.
Just to help myself drive.
Yeah. You need that, like, because they like some cars they have like the decal that flips up to open up the trunk. You need like the Punisher skull right there. It might cost you a little bit, but get that decal on the back and pop it open. And then out pops the switchblade as soon as you do that.
Exactly.
Oh, this might be one of my favorite episodes of all time. I'm just saying.
Like I said, like like every one of us is multidimensional to some extent.
Yeah.
Like Josh, hockey,
Yeah.
rec league hockey, marketing,
Concussions.
Yeah.
concussions.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to check me into the boards as soon as I walked in. I'm just
Still
kidding.
time for that.
Don't worry, he'd try and then you'd fall on his way there. And hit his
Yeah, it's all right.
As of late, yes.
Hey, because I love wrestling, so I'll sell it. I'll lay down on the ground until Monday. I'm like,
Sorry,
how was that a minor 2 minutes?
And then you're
Like,
sort of slapping the ground, right? Like with the
Yeah.
crowd getting up.
Oh, it was my nephew today when I was dropping off my grandma and my mom for come over here. My nephew in the kitchen out of nowhere just comes back and just freak shoulder checks me, and I'm like, oh, check. And I'm like, I'm not paying attention. And I'm like,
You got to be ready, man.
yeah, I know. I have to
be
be
ready
ready.
at
Yeah,
all times.
hey, you got to be ready. When it comes to hockey, you got to be ready at all times. Not to get off topic,
should-
because
you
we're
should
going to
wear
jump
gloves
into
or
a couple of
punch
your
in the
beers
face.
that you guys have in just a moment. Yesterday, the Avalanche game, Devon Taves took a puck to the mouth. Yeah,
Not
Face
fun.
guard or no?
no face guard. Yeah,
No, those guys are amazing.
Yeah,
They're so
I've
tough.
taken one here, right in my eye socket, middle of my
Yeah.
nose. Luckily, no wood. Well, here's wood.
yeah.
No,
You're in a barrel. You're in a barrel.
I know. I was
Yeah.
looking at wood.
You can't find wood here.
You were looking at my crotch, weren't you?
Yeah, I think it was. I think I saw it. Yeah, he did that. Superman was it the X-ray vision?
All right, third time's a charm.
There we go.
Hip check, floor check, paycheck. Is that how it goes?
Knob check.
I don't get a paycheck. So. No, hockey,
Gotcha.
I mean, hockey players are crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the hits you see. Who was it that got their throat cut again? One of the guys, no, sorry, Vander Kane got the one across his wrist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Where he
that
got
was
slit.
bad.
That was pretty gnarly.
yeah.
And those are like people always take for like you don't think about it, you play, and even for adult leagues, like you play, I'm like, come on, our blades again, they're not as sharp as professional, but it's still
Yeah.
if someone runs across your wrist or
Oh, for sure.
like I've had my
was my
socks skate in the back of my socks skated across, cut through that. Luckily, the pad was still there.
Yeah.
but it's like those blades will cut the crap out of you.
Oh, for sure.
And people don't really understand.
You slice somebody's neck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, this happened, I think, 3 or 4 times. I mean, a year or two ago, I forget who got slit through, I think one of the Buffalo games, right?
Tanya Harding.
The Sabres?
No, it's not hard.
Nailed it. I, Tanya.
Yeah. Which actually was a good movie.
Oh, Blades of Glory.
Yes.
Blaze of Glory.
Oh
yes.
my god. Oh my god.
Classic.
So good.
Now you're going to go home and watch all these movies.
Right. I'm like, I start writing these down on the wall.
Yeah.
The Brewers watch list.
I know.
Since we're talking about hockey, because of Noble like being where they are, or being where you guys are, like the Angels are just down the street, the Ducks are just down the street. You guys had a couple beers, aim for the fences, aim for the nets.
Breakaway Pale Ale. I think was one of the first beers inside the.
They had
the
arena over there.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like, and how did for those specific beers, for like Aim for the Fences, Aim for the Nets, like is it a similar recipe, or did you guys like change up the recipe?
Every single recipe we changed.
Yeah.
That's, no, except there's Nobility, no, and Naughty Sauce.
We evolved them.
Yeah. We are standing on the shoulders of a giant who used to be here. To be honest, I feel like this is the best way to put it. I read through the recipe book front to back and learn stuff from Evan. I just not ever talking to him, but like you can see what he's doing. You can see where he was at the time because that's where the industry was at the time, and it's not that hard to make that next step to something that's also moving forward with the industry. I think that's one of my favorite parts about working here is the fact that I get to look at Evan Price's recipe book.
Yeah. Evan was.
He still is.
Yeah. I mean, like there are hazies over there. Not gonna mention any names. Just kidding. I love Green Cheek. So Green Cheek's great, but like some of their hazes are just ridiculous.
It takes a lot of work and a lot of attention to detail.
It just being able to pick apart a beer.
Yeah.
Is some people don't want to do it. There's a lot of brewers out there who think, "Wow, this is amazing. I don't need to change anything." But I think that's not us for sure.
No, you're not resting.
That's what we started playing. Is we were looking at like our malt bases and we're going, okay, we're 2-row base.
Yeah.
The beer kind of comes out looking a little bit like orange juice.
Yeah.
If you want that kind of more pale, bright, more opacity looking, like lighter beer in the glass, you need a Pilsner base.
Yeah.
It's just science. I mean, lack of better terms.
Yeah.
And then we're going with how many different types of torrefied.
Oh yeah,
unmalted that you want to get just to try out different stuff. It doesn't work.
For sure.
It doesn't work as long as it tastes good. We're fine. I mean, we're willing to try anything here.
Yeah.
We don't shut down anything. We don't let ideas that are good ones go down the hole because we don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just want to see new stuff come out so we can see what's good, what's bad.
Yeah.
See what certain things can do. Maybe they can add something in a different area of beer that we're not thinking about that time when we do it.
Yeah.
But I think we do a really good job here of just trying to improve constantly in some way, shape, or form.
And the fun part is actually when people come in for the tasting room is you get talked to either some are long-standing customers that have been coming here forever.
Yeah.
And then even new people, they're like, I've never had your beers, but like, okay, they love it. It's like, cool, we love the feedback. Like, what do you like? What are you not liking? What's, what's the hit or miss? And it's been,
But you can have that introductory kind of beer, or you can have like a Czech Pilsner. But then, like I said, there are certain beers that are kind of gateway. I guess we can call them gateway drugs, but they're not. It's obviously not drugs.
Yeah.
But but it's like a gateway into
somebody told me this yesterday about beer being a gateway drug about something.
No, I mean it's a bell curve. It is a bell curve.
I feel like a pusher. I feel like a drug dealer.
Like,
you enter at Sam Adams, like, hey, someone brings it.
I remember being a kid.
Rock. Okay, I'm sorry to say it, Rolling Rock.
No, but Rollies or what's the Canadian one? Moosehead.
Yeah, Moosehead or
Moosehead. Yeah.
No, there's a Moosehead and there's Molson. But that was one that Reebok fed us all the time.
For me though, like when I was a kid, it was Pyramid.
Oh yeah, Pyramid Half. Yeah, or if you walked into a party with Newcastle,
14, 15 years old. Like
you're not supposed to say that on that.
Well,
oh my God, what are you doing?
I was 14, 15 years old. My cousin would pay me. I would go to work with him. That he worked for a company that makes.
Sorry, this sounds sketchy now.
Oreos? Oh, damn it, I blew it. It's Oreos. Nabisco.
So, wait, just go. No, you gotta do this. First name Ori, last name O.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, too obvious. Last name O, first name Ori.
So I would go to work with him. He'd be like, "Oh, I'll buy you a 6-pack." I'm like, all right, sweet. So I get I'm like, "Oh, that looks different." Like, because I mean, like when if you were talking maybe 2002, 2001,
around that, probably was 0304.
Me too. Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Hey, you got to drink Sierra Nevada. You don't have a choice, Jimmy.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you saw like it was Budweiser, Coors, and like they all Miller. They all dominated the beer shelf. Well, now I feel like craft beer is just kind of like getting in there. But back then it was like, what's that one? That looks exotic. and it was fucking from San Francisco.
That is called Newcastle. That is called Lagunitas.
Yeah. But I mean, you try or even Fat Tire, or even now, I know I liked Fat Tire when I was younger, but I'm not trying to shit on a brewery.
Yeah, but
I would never do that.
Your flavor profile builds.
Yeah, like I said, that bell curve. Like you start off, this is your introduction to craft beer. You get into Newcastle, you get into Fat Tire.
Jeez, brown ale.
It starts progressing through the IPAs.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's Lagunitas, whether it's some of the other big boys, but they're out there and they're accessible. And the thing is, like when you're first getting into beer, the grocery store is where you go. You don't know about craft beer dens. You don't know about the brewery scene. Like you're just going to get beer to go to your friend's house.
Craft beer den.
Yeah.
What is a craft beer den?
Yeah.
This sounds like
I would call Mr. K's, Mr. Kegs.
Oh, Mr. Kegs in Huntington Beach.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if they're still around, but shout out if they are.
Right. Like so there's some of those that you start getting into, and all of a sudden you're like, you walk into this really dark little corner. It's like this is craft beer.
Yeah.
It's like going to the old movie theater.
I mean, there's can art, and there's everything, and there's people around you breathing heavily, and you're just like, I just want to fucking grab something that's pretty and get out of here. And the second you touch it, the guy next to you goes,
yeah.
And that's a beautiful picture. You just painted it right there.
Exactly.
Seriously, man.
You couldn't see it, but the way his hands were working.
Yeah.
I'm a very...
You got very excited there.
But honestly though, it's true because it started with Pyramid for me, and then when I was like 20, maybe 20, 21, my buddies were all into Arrogant Bastard.
Oh, weren't we all dude?
Not going to mention how they sold out, but
Ruthless Rye back then. Like there's some good heavy hitters.
Yeah, Sapporo puts out some good beers now.
Damn. Hey, it has its time and a place. To me those beers are set.
And my brother worked for that company, so I always feel like I can make that.
I'll just say this: Sapporo is the reason we got such good cling on these glasses. I'll tell you that much. They did an amazing article on cling.
Yeah.
I got
snare drum in the house.
Yeah.
But it actually sounded great.
I almost thought it was going to be like,
So, by the way, what you're drinking right now?
Yeah.
What's in your glass? Jimmy, tell them a little bit about this.
So one of the things coming in, and me and Paul are talking about this earlier too, in terms of the white space issue we're talking about, is this coming in? You got to in craft beer, you got to define yourself. So we're trying to push multi IPAs again. That's why it has the color it does. Yeah. But we're trying not to make it so like back in the day, you used to have those caramel malts just cloyed over the top. The goal was to let the hops pop. And so, like here, we just threw a bunch of different Munich malts at best to give it a nice color. It's like when you see it in the light, it's beautiful. It doesn't look like IPA at all.
It's gorgeous just looking at it right here.
It doesn't look like IPA at all, and you drink it, and you just get this giant punch of Rawaka and Motueka.
And what's the percentage on this one? 7.
Yeah.
It'll get you there.
Yeah, so she's got like that dank, resiny, sticky coating,
but it's not overly danky. I feel like for me,
no, that's the thing.
It's super
the malt balances against it. That's the whole goal is try to everything's cyclical, And this is going back. Everybody's going with the lightest color IPA you can get, so the hops pop more. Must be dry. And the kind of thing is the reason why it is because it used to be those caramel malts that were sweet and cloying. I think the first time we did Bigwig, we used the original recipe, and the reason was because we wanted to let our OG customers who hadn't had it in a minute try it, just so they could see that this is not the industry anymore, and it's not like it's a bad recipe. It's just at that time, that's where beer was. It was evolving.
Yeah.
And it got to the lighter things, and now, being where we are, we need to push the envelope a little bit, so we're trying to bring it back a little bit, but make it more balanced. Yeah. And so that's the goal here. So, I mean, there's more Munich malt in this beer than there is Two-Row or Pilsner. But the hops still push out front. But if you keep drinking it, you get a little bit of malt in there, And so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit fun.
That's honestly, man. Everything I've tasted today has been amazing.
Thank you.
It feels like you guys are there's a difference between the learning process or growing process, but it feels like you guys are just honing in on everything you guys are doing, and everything's great.
We're just having fun, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's all R&D, and I don't think any of us are worried about failing.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing is we just, if we fail, we fail, but we're going to learn from it.
You're in Dexter's laboratory.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's great. You said when you came on, you said you needed 8 to 12 months to lock things down.
Yeah.
And we're hitting that point of it's
clear beer.
Yeah.
And that's the.
No, I'm not
that's
like
the
construction, baby. I hit my timelines. Kyle.
It's not the 5 freeway. It's not the 5 freeway where it felt like it took like my entire childhood to get built.
Yeah. Well, we went through when we first all sat down and talked. Like Jim was like, "We're gonna put beers out. Things are gonna go. We're gonna grow." But he's like, "It's gonna take 12 months to get the system locked down to where we're gonna have the beers that are on fire or bangers to put it like going out." And like, and we're
getting there.
We're getting there. And like I said, the more and more we're going. Like I said, you talk to people who are coming in. You talk to our distributors and. You know, they're having their samples taken out to other places. They're loving it. Like, I mean, we're in the process of, you said, it's
a momentum game again.
And it's going there. The name's going there, but it's not just the name carrying us. Like the beer itself, like the flavoring, people are enjoying. Like you can drink it. It's not like, oh, I have a pint, I'm done. Like you can have 3 or 4. You're gonna keep drinking it. You're not killing your palate, and you're having a good time. And that's the main thing. Because like I said, when you're coming here for Taproom, we need you to drink. Like we want you to drink. Like we don't want you to for one or done. And so you got to have the beers out there that are going to be drinkable.
Well, it's providing an environment too. Like we've got multiple customized cornholes. We've got,
it's bringing people together.
TVs. Like there's all
Yeah,
sorts of things.
It's
retention of guests. Like, like, hey, like if they come here and they're,
it's
too noisy out there, they want a quiet space. Dude, we have this little barrel room off to the side that we just kind of constructed on a whim, and it became something. People are just like, oh, this is a nice space now.
But I love this because it is like it looks like a legit a cellar room, but it's like almost like the bare bones of it. Like who wouldn't want to hang out in here and have a beer?
And we do it. Normally, if you come in here, this is even if it looks not as busy over there, you'll normally find people packed in here just hanging out, talking, having a conversation, which is it's
like
awesome
we're doing
to see.
now. We're sitting around a table, having a good time and enjoying some really great beer. I did want to talk a little bit about the VG or Violent Gents.
What do you want? Yeah.
Like how did that come about?
All right,
and give people like a visual of like how, because what Violent Gents is. I love Violent Gents Hockey Club, but
okay, so for me, like I said, I've been playing. I'm 41. I've been playing since I was 5. So growing up in California, of course, hockey is not always one of the biggest. It's growing.
Yeah.
Last 10 years, I'm gonna say thanks to Ducks and Kings, they've really grown the space. Around 2011, VG came into the scene.
Yeah.
Fiona, who was one of the power players of Ducks, we were friends with, she introduced us to the brand. So most of my friends will tell you I'm the VG guy because that's pretty much my whole collection of t-shirts is Violent Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Might have some Hurley, but majority of it's all VG.
Same.
So when we came in here, I was like, I really want to do something. Like I want to figure out like how can we work with them.
Especially being in Anaheim.
Yeah,
like
right
hockey,
here. So like
the Ducks just down the street.
I'd seen before COVID, they'd done something with Mason Ale Works. And they had the beer, they sold it, at their location, they got from Mason, but didn't really see much of that. And then, last year, things are kind of growing, things are opening up, after COVID, and I'm still not seeing them doing anything with beer-wise. So I was like, I'm going to reach out to them. So, like, I kind of, handed them a little bit via email and also through Instagram because, like, I really want to talk to somebody. And they got back to us and they're like, look, our staff, they love, they know Noble, they like Noble, this would be awesome. So, Hammer and Mike Hayes, their VP, they came down here, we talked for a little bit, and we were going back and forth, and, they liked the idea of, we're a 5-minute walk to the stadium, we already have a great fan base for the Ducks, they do a ton of stuff for the Ducks, and so it's been able to be a great, partnership between two of us, because, one, I'm happy for me because yes, they know I geek out. I'm a fanboy. I love VG. So to get them part of this was awesome.
It's pretty epic, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was at Ballast Point, I always had friends. You gotta do stuff with Violent Gentlemen. You can never get stuff dialed in. And like I come on and like what was it, like 3 or 4 months after you came on and we came on, we have VG coming in here, dude. And it was so rad. Like everybody was so jealous, and I was like,
And they're also, as I said, we have game nights. The nights they are able to come here is, they're bringing beanies, they bring t-shirts, they bring their marketing crew.
And they're all good people.
Yeah, and Nick's normally their main guy that comes out here, and they just talk to the fans, and people were excited. I mean, the first night we had them here, honestly, it's probably the busiest night we had since, really things reopening last year, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we had a line from our door to the next building that we couldn't for almost 2 hours. And, it's been a great, like I said, we have the people know to come here. Like, that's a given. We had that. But they were able to bring another element of, one, you keep people happy because you have something you coming to give you their fan base.
It's not just a one thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can reach out, you can tap into multiple markets.
Yeah. And they've been great helping us with that. So, I was stoked when we were able to do a T-shirt, which if anybody wants them, we still have some. Maybe wants them, we have them in stock.
I'm gonna get one before I leave.
It's been great, and like I said, I've been talking to Sierra, their marketing person, so we're trying to make plans for next season already. Season's not over yet, but we are discussing for next season. What can we do? Duck season goes.
Wasn't gonna say it.
This was over, but we've been talking, and like I said, there's some other things even during the off season we're working on, which we'll start posting about. Can't get too much into it, but we are talking about what can we do in the off season. Not just like we're ending it, but the plus side is through VG, I was able to get introduced to Classic Grit.
Yeah.
And Arthur and Riley, I don't know, Riley, from my understanding, said, I didn't know, so I'm learning myself. I love Thrice, but I didn't know their drummer was part of the company, which is awesome.
I haven't listened to Thrice in a long time, but
Ars and Ambulance.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's been great. So Arthur came down here. We've been talking, but gratefully through the relationship with VG, I was able to get in contact with Classic Grit. And if anyone doesn't know, Classic Grit is the VG hockey version for baseball.
Yeah.
And so they were talking, like I said, we're working things out. We're going to hopefully have them involved this Angel season with us, which will be awesome.
That's awesome, man.
And it's just actually, like I said, it's not about, trying to, make money off anybody. It's just trying to work, collaborating together,
it's marketing,
building a brand.
It's building a brand, it's collaboration. Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to build the same relationship we have with VG with them, and again, provide something extra for our customers other than coming in here and drinking really good beer.
Yeah.
They'll have something extra to, help promote them, build
if you're
them.
going to go to a Ducks game, it's just down the street. Like, I was trying to go Monday because I'm a huge Avalanche fan. So, like I was telling you earlier, like, I want to go, and I've been to VG a couple times.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. But being able to go down there and be able to, like, you have a spot to hit before.
Yeah.
Like, I meant to tell you guys this story earlier. There's a place out in Colton called 3 Iron Brewing.
Okay.
The reason I'm telling this story is because of how he forgot his paddle at home instead of like leaving it at the brewery. He came back and he had to stir us up with a 3 iron.
His paddle home.
Yeah.
He must really love that paddle.
He really loves that paddle.
Who doesn't love the paddle?
I need to meet this guy.
Oh, to quote Beer Fest, loser takes a paddle up the ass. Jimmy knew what I was talking about.
Okay.
Jimmy knew what I was talking about.
I feel like that makes a human beaver.
He's like, wait a second. He's like, it happened to me.
The Gam come pay you visit.
Why do you think? I mean,
call in the mash beaver.
the mash beaver.
And it all comes full circle to a broken lizard.
Coin dedicated trademark here.
But honestly, I'm sorry, I went a little off topic here, but honestly, the VG, the Violent Gentlemen Hockey Club, like I have a couple of their hats, a couple of their shirts. Being a Avalanche fan, they made like the one with the Avalanche. Well, the Avalanche with the ring coming down.
Yeah, because they did the Enforced Series one that they normally do, and then they did the Stanley Cup version that they did for them.
And I was so pissed because I went in June to their store.
Warehouse sale?
Yeah, and the day before, they're like, oh, you should have been here yesterday. Josh Manson was here. I was like, you motherfuckers. Like, you could have told me.
Well, that's the cool part about going down there certain days. Like I said, I've met Peros down there.
Yeah.
Like I said, Manson's been over there. You'll get Nate Thompson. He'll be there every once in a while.
Yeah.
And as I said, the cool part is I always love about is people don't understand for hockey player wise, like, hockey players are very humble. My members of my opinion,
for sure.
They're very humble. They're always talkative. They're
not making $100 million a year.
No, but they'll spend time with you. And like that's the cool part. At least when you go there and you run into them, even if it's busy, they'll take a moment to talk with you. But I think it's a community. The hockey community in general is very. That's kind of like
it's a tight knit community, but they're not afraid to like I honestly feel like the craft beer community, they're not afraid to like collab or be able to like take up a selfie or whatever. Whereas some other people are like fuck off, when it comes
majority of baseball players I've met or football players, they're kind of like I'm like.
It's like, I'm making $140 million. Why do I need to take a selfie with you?
Hockey players, what they do it, though.
Hey, so I love wrestling.
Huh?
So I love wrestling. Go ahead. Go for it, Paul.
I was going to say, who have we had here? Some voices. Voices of...
Drew's like, what the
fuck? We had... Oh, sorry. Oh, my God. No, we had Phil.
Yeah.
We had the Ducks announcer here. So from Ducks and Pucks. So, Mike, shout out to you. So, Ducks and Pucks, I've been friends with Mike from there since he started, we connected. Yeah. I tried to start my own clothing company for Hockey Wise a long time ago.
Okay.
And so it's called Sons of Hockey. So when we are doing things, we work together. But he's friends with Phil Hewitt. And so, Phil's been here a couple times to drink.
Really?
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. He'll come and the one watch party he came out, him and his wife, and we just sat down there. And he talked to everybody. Everyone's hanging out. And he has a good time. It's enjoyable to talk to. So, I mean, it's not... one of the players, but they have the Ducks announcer who's been with them forever.
Oh, for sure.
It's huge.
In your house.
For us. Yeah.
He's been there for a long ass time.
Yeah. But he talks to the guys. He talks to all the players.
Yeah.
So it's
they all know him.
Yeah. The problem is, I said, I've tried can we get some of the players here, but during the season, it's hard to get anybody over here because they can't do anything.
Especially if it's a Friday night or something like that.
Well, even during the week, they're not really supposed to be so much
consuming certain or so getting inebriated. Either way.
Definitely have never run into any of them at any bars.
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't see Max Jones
Paul
last
kind of
week
looked the other way, so I wasn't sure.
Gave my table up.
And I just got to say it, Josh, I don't know if you're a video game person, but you kind of look like Joel from The Last of Us. And I'm not talking about from the show.
That is we need a...
I'm not talking about from the show. I'm talking about from the video game. Yeah, from the video game. Because I'll admit, I don't know if you guys are video game guys, but I ugly cried during the first game, and I ugly cried during the second game. Now that they made the show, it's great. But
the show did awesome. I mean, if you watch
the video game really better than the show?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
it's one of the few video games I have not played. It's supposed to be amazing.
Weird. We have a game room in the back.
Yeah. Wait, what we do? Wait, that one room? That's
it's a secret.
Secret boys room.
Yeah. We played Duck Duck Goose back there. I'm just kidding.
No heads up, 7-Up?
Yeah, or butts up, 7-Up.
Heads up, baby.
Is it heads up or butts up?
When there's only two of you, it's really awkward.
A little bit of both there.
Yeah. It's I was blind. I went back there to play. I was blindfolded. I don't know what's going on. I'm just kidding.
All right, wait. Okay, so progression of video games. Where did you enter the market? Where? I'm not going to ask your age, but just
I'm 36.
Okay.
I started playing the NES, with Super Mario Brothers and all that sort of stuff, like Mario Brothers 1, Mario Brothers 2. But where I really took off was when it came to just my favorite games of all time is Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I just sold one of those unopened the other day.
What?
You have an unopened Final. How much did it sell for? I got
it. Get it graded?
It was a fun amount on OfferUp.
Did you grade it, or did you get it graded, or no?
No.
Oh, fuck! If you had it graded, it probably would have sold.
Have you seen some of those games? Some of those games have been graded lately.
Oh, crazy!
Nuts.
Can I guess? No, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say. Fuck. I'm gonna say at least 10, anywhere between 7 and 10,000.
No, not at all.
No?
No.
Because some of the unopened Mario 64s are going that high.
The games. That's a huge.
It's crazy.
So from my side, yes.
I wonder why this guy was so happy.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's a buddy of mine. So the actual original Wild Wing 3rd jersey.
Oh yeah.
That everyone wanted. So those.
You're talking about the cartoon jersey,
the cartoon jersey, the original one from the 90s. Okay. Those go anywhere I've seen from $500 to $700. A buddy of mine, I knew he had one, threw the jersey out to he gave it to Goodwill. Oh, and I was I asked him hey, do you still have this? No, I gave it to Goodwill. I'm like,
what location?
You could have gave it to me. I would have. He's all, why? I'm like, Do you know what those are selling for?
Yeah.
I'm all. That's one of the few Ducks jerseys I don't have in my collection of hockey jerseys.
How many jerseys do you have in your
Yeah,
collection?
that's a good question.
About 35 right now.
Oh my god.
I have 4.
Well, I get so. Candace,
That's it.
love you. My birthday and for Christmas, I normally get a jersey on my birthday, and I get a jersey for Christmas. This year, I was spoiled. I got 4 jerseys on Christmas and one on my birthday. But because Adidas had all the reverse retro jerseys.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I want
get
this.
retro
I want
jerseys.
this. And so I was like, I got all 5 that I wanted. So
Babe, listen to Josh. His girlfriend's doing the right thing. Just kidding, sweetheart. Love you.
Candace is amazing.
Yeah.
I love her.
Favorite jersey then?
Right now, one of my favorite one is I have the retro Nordics Colorado.
Oh, the
Flash.
Quebec Nordiques?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I got that. I won that so bad. I'm like,
It's got the Fleur de Lis on it. It's
yeah. But
they're beautiful jerseys.
I wish it was in the old Nordics, colorways. But I was like, if you know the history, I'm all.
Yeah.
That's a huge.
Yeah, when they came over in '95. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge jersey. I was stoked on it. I was like, I had to have that one. Most people, I love youngins because they're like, what logo is that? And I'm like, you don't know hockey.
Yeah.
Like I'm all no.
Maybe I'm gonna sound like a huge nerd, but when it comes to like hockey jerseys or hockey in general, it's just the Red Wings and the Avs in the late '90s, early 2000s.
Talking about the Big D. Do you have one of the Big D ones?
Oh no, I don't have that.
Sorry, no, I know.
Oh, here we go.
No,
Who's got a big D?
He knows
Did
what
you have a big
he knows
D?
what Detroit jerseys I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The big, yes. Okay.
But with like that rivalry in the '90s, late '90s, early
the
2000s,
best fights ever were between
when Patrick Waugh and what's his name would just go at
Chris
it.
Osgood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke. Dude, it's one of the best fights ever.
Yeah, that was like it was blood all over the ice.
Yes. One of the best
But
fights.
my favorite jersey of all time that I have, Jack O'Callahan from the Miracle game, the United States
USA jersey.
Yeah, the USA jersey. That's my
Okay.
Team USA jersey. I bought my brother the Ruzioni for Christmas one year, and then I bought McClanahan for my buddy,
That's awesome.
and I have O'Callahan. So
Okay, that's pretty cool. Those are good jerseys.
yeah,
Classics.
and that's still one of my favorite movies of all time. Like I'll like.
Miracle on Ice. It's a good movie.
It's a great movie, but my favorite. Oh, here we go. I thought we were gonna hear a dong.
Nope.
I thought the Undertaker was gonna walk out right now because I thought I was gonna hear the gong. Favorite hockey movie of all time though is Mystery Alaska.
I would agree. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I feel
With
like it's so much more authentic than a
You never
lot of
seen
the other
Mu-
ones.
That sounds like a
Russell
drama.
With Russell Crowe.
No, that movie.
Austin,
with
Austin
Russell Crowe.
Powers is in that movie.
Yeah.
Wait,
Guys,
this is
because
with
this
Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
Oh god, it's gotta have
No,
great fight
no,
scenes.
Mike, because he's
Get out of here.
he's
Guy's
an announcer.
dead.
He's an announcer in the show, Mike.
Yeah.
He's an announcer for the game.
Yeah.
It was actually was
I love after the first period how
movies,
he says like these guys are done, and then they come back in the second period and they give the Rangers the game.
I'm gonna be
Dang.
honest here.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, we're going off the rails.
Sorry, Hockey. No,
We're going to the confessional right now.
Yeah, we're going off the rails. So I'm gonna bring it back on.
No. Let me riff real
Go
quick.
Hey,
ahead.
this is great.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I once won.
I swear to
It
God.
sounds like you don't want to say that.
Yeah.
This came from a radio station. So this was a real radio station back
Okay.
in the day called Radio Oz.
Okay.
I didn't really know what it was. I didn't listen to it. My sister handed me the phone and said, "You call." Okay, 1-800-SIR-SLY-A-LOT, whatever whatever it was. I won the Mighty Ducks VHS.
Oh,
Gotta love it.
Radio Oz.
Snap.
Dude, nice.
I got a VHS
the Holy Grail.
in the mail from a radio station.
That's how you know it was good.
That just kind of solidified my hockey
Yeah.
Bro, you
life.
saw that knuckle
It
puck and you
yeah.
were just all about it.
Oh, dude,
That
that's
was-
the flying
That was
V?
D2.
my
D1.
Yeah, my Ducks for Anaheim because so like I've been since I was 5. So growing up for me,
Yeah.
my grandma's husband time, we went to the Kings game all the time.
Is this gonna take
Yeah.
long?
No, it won't. I was not a Kings fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Not
you're
even a
fine,
Detroit
you're
fan.
fine.
We went through my Ducks.
You got time.
But my Ducks was
Yeah.
in the 90s. That built hockey to a whole new
Oh,
level.
it changed before the strike in 2000.
Which one? We had a couple.
Oh no, but the one in the early 2000s. It was like
was it
2002, 2003,
It's not around
2004.
there.
Like around that time. Before that, hockey was on the up and up. Like it was coming up big time. Then the strike happened, and everybody
momentum.
was just like all fans are like, fuck you, like you guys are asking for too much money. But in comparability, like when it comes to baseball, football, and all the other shit, it's like they make way more money in those other sports compared to hockey.
Yeah.
But I mean, during that time, it was just, like the Mighty Ducks was. It took hockey to an apex, I guess, and then it just when the strike happened and all went down.
The same thing happened was 12, 13 when they were half the season.
Yeah,
they killed it. But the plus side is, like I said, hockey at least is growing.
Yeah,
it's built up.
It's getting so much like ESPN Plus. What they're not. This isn't a free plug, so fuck you. Sorry, ESPN.
Dude, that's hard, man.
Yeah. But it's still like if you have ESPN Plus, which is like a part of Hulu, like you can watch almost any game now.
It is beautiful. I watch soccer all the time.
Yeah.
Minus Bally Sports.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck Valley Sports. Fuck Valley Sports because I'm a Braves fan. I know a lot of people in Anaheim are Angel fans, but Angel fans should be pissed too because you can't even watch your team.
Do I want to watch them? No, not
probably
really.
not. I mean, I get it. I mean, my uncle's a huge Angel fan. Like, but I'm like, man, like, yeah.
Dude, I used to have season tickets. I just can't take Artie Moreno.
Yeah,
it's so rough.
Well, I thought when he talked about selling them, and then I was like,
weren't we all happy?
He wanted 2.1 billion. There's no offer. Hence why.
And he just ripped our hearts out. He's like, we're gonna keep it. I'm like,
yeah.
But hey, if they build a team, they put the money out this season. You know what? It's good for us.
Yeah.
So we're good.
I have an idea. Let's play What's in Your Cup.
What's in your cup? What's in your cup?
What's in your cup?
What's in your cup,
It's
Josh?
your time.
Josh, this is your time. No, it's not.
It's your time.
It's not my time.
This is seeing red.
Yeah.
Are you seeing red right now?
Are you seeing red? I think he is.
This is the red one?
He doesn't even know where he is right now.
Jesus.
Speaking of I'll still always call it the Pond. I won't call it the Honda Center.
True.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because I was there in '96 when WrestleMania 12 happened, and it was Shawn Michaels versus the Hitman.
Yeah, we want to talk about
that.
Dude, that is like a classic match. That is the classic match right there.
The supposed best there is. I'm just kidding. I love the Hitman.
Bro, the figure 4 lock is amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
Shawn,
deny that shit.
And then the whole Montreal screw job in Survivor Series in '97.
I feel like we just went to Urban Dictionary real quick.
I had to throw that in there. But WrestleMania is next week, so I'm super excited about WrestleMania. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Dude, you got
Is that happening here?
Yeah, SoFi.
It's at SoFi.
Oh shit!
But
Yeah, because Cam actually is working. He told me.
but
He's stoked about it, isn't he?
Yeah.
But next week, though, if you guys don't have plans, I'm going to be barbecuing a bunch of stuff. Pork belly burn-ins, Cornish hens, and
we got
pork
a jockey
butt.
box. We got a jockey box.
Hey, we do have a jockey box.
We
Yeah.
have a jockey box.
Okay.
So if you guys want to come down to Pico Rivera, which is about 30 minutes away, maybe from here.
You're like the nice friend that's like, my house is like, we're at a house party. Where is it? Oh, it's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
An hour into the drive. We're in the San Bernardino Mountains. You're like,
You can't be mad about it though because he wanted you there, right?
Yeah.
No,
He wanted you there.
I promise it's not that far.
Okay.
It's from here because I live in Bellflower, so it took me about 20. Well, it would have been about 20 minutes from my house. It was closer to here than it was to go to Stereo.
So really, what you're saying is we need to go out there after
did you
this
say
and drink
stereo?
all the beers, figure out which one we're bringing.
Yeah.
yeah,
So what do you think? Okay, so what do you think of this one?
banger.
okay, so you just came from Stereo too.
Yeah, and they got Robot Red, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I love Reds, but I also mentioned because I was at 2 weeks ago with Nadav from Long Beach Beer Lab, the head brewer.
Yeah. No, it's Levy.
Levy.
It's Levy.
Yeah.
Levy.
No, but Nadav is there too. Like,
Oh,
he's
is
one
he?
of the
Is
other
he
head
there?
brewers,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, there's that because I met Levy that day, but I didn't actually get to like hang out with him. I did the interview with.
Did you have
Nadav.
any of the fermented vegetables that Harmony makes?
I did not.
Oh my gosh, you missed out, man.
I had their pizza. Pizza
the
was
pizza's
fire.
fire.
Their sourdough fucking
everything
pizza
Harmony
is
makes
fire.
is
as
Get
shit.
this.
Absolutely
I once loaded a Camry, passenger seat, floorboard, back seats,
Pizzas?
center
Oh, dear.
seats, trunk, all full of blueberries.
Oh shit.
Levy had
Yeah.
ordered so many blueberries for a beer that he
Yeah.
couldn't process them enough in time.
Yeah.
And he kind of put a reach out to the homebrew clubs. He's like, hey, I've got these, like if anyone can take them.
Oh yeah.
Me being me, I'm like,
I'm gonna jump
I'll
in.
take like a couple 100 pounds.
Jump on in. Water's fine.
Carbonically macerated those bitches.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Honestly,
so much goodness.
They were like you guys are now, like super hospitable. Like they were just like fuck, like let's have a conversation. And with being with Nadav, and he's going to Israel in the beginning of the year to start his own craft brewery over there.
Oh shit!
Really?
That's rad.
We need to go meet with him before that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Let's
cool.
go down there.
So definitely hit him up. It's at Jewish Beer God on Instagram.
I have got to work on my Instagram handle.
Yeah.
That is so much better than
We all need to go to Birthright together.
Yeah, but honestly, like if you guys, I'd be down, like because I'm sure you guys have his number too. But I mean, I have his number to go down there. We could hang out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Have a few beers. They have
Love
some
it, yeah.
pinball machines. They have a bunch of stuff.
The sourdough starter sour is amazing.
Yeah.
His his lactobacillus is rad.
Oh, the sourdough starter?
Yeah, it's so rad.
But it's just a
craft.
bunch of great stuff. But before we end the episode, I do got to ask because we're in Anaheim.
Okay. Anaheim.
And what about it?
And are there places where do you have like a favorite burger at a place? Do you have a favorite pizza at a place? Do you have a favorite sushi spot?
This is a lot to take.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much. I feel like Tony.
It's a loaded question.
Okay, so
I feel like
we've
the
got a little
spot-
sandwich spot down the street.
Here we go.
And we're talking, Mile High, pastrami, Reuben.
Yeah, Mile High Club. I get it.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like,
They have
Great beer on tap.
yes.
So you're
Great.
taking all your meat into the restroom and while you're in the plane.
no, this is a great place for us to
never
just
mind.
go there and brainstorm. Like,
Yeah.
for us to just
Definitely.
go get a sando and
Yeah.
just throw down. But these sandos are incredible.
They're probably around here. They're legit. They're
Some of the hottest
they're
pastrami.
Reuben.
Awesome.
Oh, so good.
Something called the Boulevard that's pastrami
Yeah.
and corned beef and just, man.
If you
And
can mix
everybody
it
there
together.
is amazing too.
Yeah.
That's
They-
the best.
they-
Like,
yeah.
It's so rad. Everybody's rad as heck.
Yeah.
I
What
know.
about you, Jimmy?
What?
What about you? What's
I
your...
do Tony's. That's
That's normally for
Tony's
lunch
is-
wise. That's normally we're like, where do you want to
Tony's.
meet?
Tony's.
Tony's.
That's it. Where are we getting fucked up?
We keep playing with the idea of just going out one night and like jumping Korean barbecue places to Korean barbecue places. Like we have this beer called Sweep the Keg.
Yeah.
It's this rice lager. It's done with exponential amounts of rice.
Yep.
I mean, painful amounts of rice in the process. It's fermented under pressure. It's a very unique entry to the segment, but like we keep saying that, hey, we're just gonna go out one night, have a clean night of just going every Korean barbecue place that we can possibly get our
I'm
head
just waiting
into.
for this night at Tabanaki.
Yeah, teppanyaki, because like
it's all
I feel
on.
like what's available within everything from the the bounce bottle, the hype, that's served at a lot of places. I feel we're competitive within that segment, at a whole nother level. Like it's something that we feel that like it'd be really cool to kind of get in. So
For sure.
Just to be like Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plus with the whole
If you see it,
I'm gonna be like, Cobra Kai.
where did you guys place in the All Valley 18 and under karate tournament?
oh my god,
I accidentally kicked myself in the face. I tried hard.
You sweep the leg or no?
Myself.
swept the keg by ourselves.
And we talked about video games earlier. Like one of my favorite video games for the NES was the Karate Kid
game?
because you had to catch the flies
Oh,
with
dude.
the chopsticks.
Trying to chop the
bonus
bottles?
round, right?
Trying to
Remember
chop
that?
the bottles,
Yeah,
dude?
the
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Or with the ice when you go through the ice.
Bro, when real internet became a thing and Cox cable
AOL,
became a thing, we were trying to get it set up at the house. I had a LAN cable between the bonus room and the bottom part of the house for Doom. And these are all maps.
Dude, back in the day.
And these are
Days, man.
These are fucking shooting monsters.
These were customized maps, so I knew all the spawning points and everything. And these poor guys that are there to set up the internet, like they have to like ping and wait like 20 minutes to like, hey, did the internet actually function? Meanwhile, we're going deathmatch rounds.
Oh, I love it.
Top of the house
I
versus
love
bottom of
it.
the house, time after time, and like I feel bad for these
Dude,
Cox guys.
me and my neighbor used to do Command and Conquer like that all the time.
Oh,
wait,
Command and Conquer.
If
Yeah.
we're gonna go video games, though, you guys all forgot GoldenEye. N64.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was later. That was later.
That's
You're-
later, but that is
you're
epic,
years
dude.
later. You are like, can we have a
But
GoldenEye?
like,
I don't
I don't know if you guys are
Can we
Star
do
Wars
GoldenEye
fans.
here?
We're doing a May the 4th beer, a collab with Unsung.
Oh, we're doing a May the 4th?
A May the 4th collab with Unsung.
We have to.
I love how at Unsung they have the
got Boba Fett.
the Death Star chase trench sequence, but I have Luke's lightsaber. It says there is no death, there is the Jedi. Oh, no, there is the Force.
That's right, dude.
I'm a huge Star Wars guy, so anytime if somebody's about Star Wars, I'm about it.
Yeah,
And what's the beer going to be called?
Seeing Red.
Oh, I love that.
No.
What's
the beer?
I was trying to get on the beer.
Unsung beers unnamed.
Yeah, it is unnamed. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get this
But
beer.
we're working on it. We have a couple of good ideas.
But
of what we're going
We
to
can't
do.
show you too much, but
okay.
if you know,
Let's just say
I want if I could get a back piece, that'd be it.
let's just say the beers are going to go together in terms of blending. We're
Yeah.
going to make two beers and they're going to blend together.
Okay, I love
Different.
that.
It's going to be different.
And I'm a super nerd, so I love Star Wars, love Lord of the Rings, anything comic books. There, I don't care. I'm just saying there's some fake comic book nerds out there. I've been there. I had to pretend to not like that
What
stuff
about
when I was
anime?
a kid.
What about anime?
Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, that's nothing, man.
Yeah, that was my version of anime,
Where you at?
and I just got roasted on my own show.
so there we were.
And the show's over.
Wow, the battery just died.
Let's go
Weird.
drink everything else now.
It's weird that it just shut off. No, but yeah, that was probably honestly Dragon Ball Z was if I was into anime, it was and Avatar.
Before we
got more beer.
One more beer.
One more beer? Let's do it.
No, we got two. We got two.
Okay.
We got two beers.
We got two.
Two more beers.
We got
Yeah.
two beers.
I can do them both.
They're worth it.
We're
They're
fine,
worth
yeah.
the time.
We're
If you're
good.
good on time, like I said, we have.
Oh yeah, we're playing.
Sure, you gotta try
we're
this
fine.
talk this one real quick. You'll.
Yeah,
I told you Paul told you we're enjoyable.
as he said, enjoyed by Sapporo now.
Here we are. Oh my God,
And,
more beer.
Yeah,
How'd that happen?
Yeah, we're closing out. What beer do we have here?
This is a staple.
This is naughty sauce.
Naughty sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is what we are global. This is what you would
know.
Yeah.
If you've been around for a minute.
Yeah, and I brought a couple pop toys so they can hopefully display on the thing with my boy Nate Mac.
Oh yeah.
Return of the Mac.
I feel like that one though was like being attacked by snakes.
Yeah, Normie. Yeah, Norm's just trying to enjoy his beer.
He looks a little worried though.
Yeah.
He does look worried. A little pensive.
Oh yeah. And this beer was one more time.
This is naughty sauce.
Naughty sauce and the percentage.
For 5.4.
5.4. Yeah. It looks clean, nice and easy.
So this is our staple. It's one that again, like we've known Noble. This is kind of I think what put them on the map was naughty sauce. And so it's been even right now we just did a showcase on Tuesday for Brown Bag down in San Diego, and some of the guys that have been around the industry for a long time were asking us, they're like, so how good is this? And I'm like, well, I'm all personal opinion because I've been around forever, and most people was this is probably the best naughty sauce we've ever had. And we had one gentleman, not gonna mention names, but he literally drank the beer, and me and Cam were there, and me and Cam were laughing, so we're waiting for a second, and he's all, fuck.
Yeah, it's a light carb.
best.
It's a light carb, but it's really it's super
nitro.
good.
This is on tap. It's nitro. In cans, it's carb.
Yeah.
Somebody's breaking in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Texas death match. Loser leaves town.
Let's do this.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
I swore I saw a body.
I think that was what was
Well,
it?
if you say naughty sauce 3 times, with your
Naughty
eyes
sauce.
closed-
Naughty sauce.
Yeah,
naughty
yeah,
sauce.
yeah. The ghost of sauce
Mary
appears.
Jane.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
Show yourself.
Yeah.
To be on that. I was like, one of our front of the house staff.
What was the Mortal Kombat?
Get over here.
No, but the fatality.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Finish her.
Finish her.
Yeah.
As Jimmy just just spikes her like, yeah, we're gonna have to be talking to each
So
other
yeah, so
one day.
So this is our golden milk stout.
Yeah. I was wondering because it has that creamy kind of like feel to it, like mouthfeel.
Yeah, well, this will go. So most draft wise in the naughty sauce we do nitro.
Okay.
So you're gonna get that smooth, creamy taste.
Yeah.
When you're getting this, the coffee pops. We did this version of naughty sauce to give you an idea. Me and Jimmy went over to Bodie Leaf with Steve, our owner, and them. We tried over 30 different coffees.
Yeah.
So when we were trying to figure out what coffee we were going to go with, we picked 3 different beans.
Put them into 5-barrel fermenters.
Yeah.
And we tested them out here in
Each
the
one.
tasting room. Yeah. And we were trying to get feedback on
Trial and error.
Yeah, what people liked. This was the one from El Salvador. This is the one that people really took to.
Gravitated towards. We had some fermented beans, and they gave some really unique flavors.
Yeah.
But it was unless you're a coffee head, unless you're really into the game, it was really hard to pick up on.
Yeah.
It was kind of a unique fruitiness, and
Well,
we're I'm like, this is fabulous.
Yeah.
And they're like, people want coffee. I'm like,
yeah, but honestly, you can go to different regions or different countries, and every bean is different. When I was talking to Stereo earlier today, they had different 4 different vanillas, but they all tasted different.
yeah. And when even coffee beans, if you were to take a handful of coffee beans, lay it on the table,
It all has to do with the soil.
people can look at that, who are in the game, and they're like, oh, this is a partial wash from this region. And you're like, wait, what do you mean? They're like, well, see how you see it, the skins, and see the different size of the beans and the different, and they can break it apart just like we break apart grain. Grain, hops, water are our specialties. Beans, source, size, color, and the skin that's remained on them tells them a whole story. So it's really kind of unique to meet these people and
for sure.
listen to them spill their guts.
Yeah, not every like you said, you can take a different bean from a different region and you're gonna get a different flavor profile from it.
Yeah, and when we did the cupping, it was really interesting because I said I've never done one before, so I was stoked to actually go do this, and it was interesting trying all the different coffees. The cool part was, I will say, me, Jimmy, and Steve were on the same page pretty much on the 3 we picked out. Was they were like, these are the ones, and so we didn't talk about it till after we got done tasting everything, and then we're like, all right, cool, and it was a cool experience, and like I said, we were able to produce this for naughty sauce, and pretty much everyone we've talked to has said this is, not to brag, but the best version of naughty sauce that Noble's ever had.
Yeah.
And I'm not BSing. If you don't believe me, come try it. If you've had it.
Marketing guy.
I am in a market. I'm so marketing out there. It's my sales pitch. But yes, I just being a fan of Noble. My buddy Walter.
Yeah.
He's been coming here as long as I have.
God love Walter.
He's had this one. He will agree and he'll tell you, naughty sauce wise, this is it. We've dialed it in and it's been amazing.
Well, when me and Jimmy walked out of the bathroom at the same time, he said it's the best naughty sauce he ever had.
Oh, whoa.
This batch. So this is.
I don't think you got it at first.
So here's the thing.
Snap.
I like that. That was good.
Snap. No. I think now Jimmy's getting it.
No,
He's
I'm
like,
not.
wait a
I'm not.
minute.
I'm totally confused. I'm gonna talk serious, which I'm gonna shut up now. I'm just gonna stay quiet. I have no idea what's going on. I come back from the bathroom and everybody's talking.
Exactly.
Well, you know what?
No, I said we walked out of the bathroom together and it was the best naughty sauce you ever
It
had.
was a great trip in the bathroom. Wasn't it?
Communal trips.
Exactly.
Those are the best, though, when you're going
Sometimes
camping.
you gotta hey, they say don't cross the streams in Ghostbusters, but sometimes you gotta cross the
gotta do
streams.
it, man. You know?
Did you just drop Ghostbusters
Oh,
on us?
always,
Yeah.
I have to get a foreski of your Ghostbusters.
There we go.
Because I gotta do.
Because when two become one, it's amazing.
Exactly. It's like we just fit so perfectly together.
It felt powerful, dude. I felt powerful for a second.
Felt more power than one.
Honestly, this has been so fun, but I do want to we always do the locals only spot. So, give me your favorite. It could be sushi, it could be burger, it could be pizza, it could be
I thought
sandwiches.
we just did this.
We did, but we all get
Well,
named
we
Tony's.
always said Tony.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Let's do it. Okay.
I'll throw one out for sushi. Toyo Sushi down the street.
like
That's
it.
kind of just a little corner lot. It's kind of just my jam for.
Yeah.
I mean,
what kind of
obviously
roll do you like?
through COVID? There's this weird spot where I work from home.
There you go, yeah.
What's your favorite roll, dude? Come on.
I'm always Caterpillar. Caterpillar's kind of one of my.
solid.
It's one of my solid
yeah.
go-tos.
Yeah.
I'm also a spicy scallop hand roll kind of person.
Did it become a butterfly after a couple weeks or? No?
I mean, Can you tell? I've got pink shoes on and a donut shirt.
Yeah, who
so
doesn't? Yeah.
just to paint the picture for the audience.
So I'll say my place to go to is My Pho. It's over off of Chapman, right by the 55. So I love pho. They're family-owned business. I love.
And what do they make?
They make, pho's their specialty. So I normally get the number 13 large. It's meatball. Meatballs, brisket, and their raw steak.
Sounds
I love raw
amazing.
steak.
Yeah.
You hold the raw steak on
Oh my god, tartare?
Yeah.
So
You just like dip that thing for like a half second.
It's again.
So you go down there, you're getting raw dogged?
I'm gonna run by the Rio.
There we go. There it was. I was trying to pop Jimmy. I was trying to pop Jimmy there, but it took him a second, but he got it.
I'm slow.
Jimmy, outside of 5 Hour Energy, what do you consume? 5 Hour Energy, if you want to support us,
Coffee.
You can say bagel bites. It's fine.
Bagel bites.
I'm just kidding.
my
Who
God,
doesn't love bagel bites in the
Bagel bites are good,
90s?
though.
Yeah, we love those things until they burnt the top of your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
I'm trying to think here.
It's like Captain Crunch.
God.
Captain Crunch Mouth.
Yeah.
The worst part of this is I don't have a place here.
Okay. Well, what about the Firehouse Sub place?
Yeah.
You kind of like
Don't do
them.
me dirty like that, dude.
Oh.
Make me fucking trash.
You're just saying he likes footlongs in his mouth? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not Cam, dude. I'm not
Are you-
Cam.
That was
But
a
the Firehouse
delicious.
Sub was
It kind of
pretty
sounds like
fire.
Paul's trying to roast you about footlongs.
I hate
in
to
your
say, I usually get Jimmy's like second half of his sub because
Yeah.
he'll eat it and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna save that for later." I'm like,
Hey,
"You're not
yeah,
gonna
he's
save
not
it for
gonna
later."
lie.
I always offered up.
So he offers it up and I get it. It's
Yeah.
a great. It's like a
You see how
second-hand.
generous?
So you
The
each get
second-hand sub tastes
Yeah.
better than the first-hand.
So you
sub.
each get 6 inches in your mouth.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Bro, it's so good.
I love
amazing.
Josh.
It's amazing.
If you can't see Josh's face right now, he's dying.
I put mine in
Palatable.
my oven. I like it warm when I get those 6
Oh, you like the warm inches?
Yeah,
the warm ones?
yeah,
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
you got to do what you got to do, pal.
Now, Paul just set this second to last batch of Naughty off with his amazing CRC here.
Yeah, and perfect intro because we talked about loving warm stuff in your mouth. To my brother Jizzy,
Jizzy in the house.
to Jizzy Jake Riley from
Let's
Brewery
go,
X.
Jizzy.
Let's go, Jizzy. Cheers,
Let's go,
boys.
Jizzy.
Cheers, man. Thanks so
And
much.
this one is
This is Paul's own cinnamon roast crunch recipe. This is like a staple here from the days.
Paul's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, he puts a little bit of himself in this one.
There it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's-
It's lactose. It's not me. But
It's Alfredo.
yeah, so
this
cinnamon roast
This
crunch
is an amazing beer.
is a take
It-
on our naughty sauce. It's a CO2 done
It
beer.
smells like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, and
Exactly what
the
it should.
rationale is like CO2
Holy
makes
shit.
CO2 pops harder than
Oh,
nitrogen.
for sure. But like that nose feel, that mouth feel,
Oh.
just a.
Drink the damn beer.
Well, the
No,
fun-
no, no,
going
no,
to.
no, no. Keep enjoying the smell because
Yeah.
this smell is
It's
a culmination of various cinnamons. It's not just one cinnamon.
Yeah,
It
It's-
tastes like my childhood. Like the freaking, who didn't have Cinnamon Toast Crunch when they were a kid?
I mean,
the fun part was bringing the cereal in here for us.
Well,
to
that
try
was
and
weird
match
about
up.
this whole thing is so I walk into the lab that Paul's taken off his office, and he has a cup of cinnamon toast crunch in there. I'm like, what are you doing,
what
bro?
the F are you
Holy
doing?
fucking.
And it's like he's like, I'm really trying to make a cinnamon toast crunch, and if fucking I gave him Super Saigon cinnamon that I had purchased that I use for a lot of my stuff. That's over the top cinnamon, and he'd gone off and was it 2 variants that he's mixed to a certain level, and he actually blends them in a certain way that he won't tell anybody. It's proprietary. And
sorry.
and at the end of the day, so I keep forcing him to scale it up. So we did 5. We did a big batch, and it's going to scale up even bigger. And every single time, it's so unfairly good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
So San Diego
amazing.
market's going to be
It
seeing
is
this in
so
a few days.
amazing.
And,
Yeah.
If they're gonna buy it all, I gotta, we're talking. I gotta make sure they don't buy all the kegs before we have any on tap.
Yeah, that's our biggest problem is we come up with something like this. We did horchata, like so.
Yeah.
Naughty
this was
sauce
my
is a
fault.
naughty sauce is a very unique base.
Yeah. Well, I
Being
mean,
a
you
golden
get it.
milk
You have to
stout.
every time Jimmy goes to the bathroom. That's when you put the nutty
Which is multiple times a day.
I got him. I made him
You don't
pop
have
on
a
that
CRC,
one.
and I had to go make some naughty
Yeah,
sauce. and
sorry.
back it up.
Right. But it's such a pivotal base for us. So we like what we consider we do brink beers in house.
Yeah.
And we're starting to kind of coin them as
Paul does
tasting
bring beers in
room.
house.
Yeah,
Tasting
soul
room
brewers.
only. So it's kind of small batch. It's just
Yeah.
kind of for our local group here.
Oh.
Just kind of entertain. Like, I mean, you come into the same tasting room that you come into every day and you're like,
Yeah.
hey, what's new, what's unique? It's like, hey, we're trying to take twists on all of our beers that we currently have. And that's where Jimmy just gives me like ultimate freedom. He's like, let it rain.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're tasting CRC. How amazing it is.
Yeah.
Why would I have to even doubt what?
But what's cool about like the whole thing that you're saying, like it's a small batch, but that brings people in. Like if you, especially like you post it on Instagram or like, hey, we have a small batch coming out, and we only have so many barrels, so get it while you can.
yeah.
That
really
marketing is especially like like when I talked to Lydia, who's out in Oak Flower Brewing out in New Jersey. Like, and especially like they don't call them hazies over there; they just call them New England IPAs. But when you have that, like, oh, we're only going to release 32 crowlers, or we're only going to have this much.
32 crowlers.
Yeah,
That's a specific number.
I know.
32 degrees, 32 crowlers. I like that.
Yeah, so you have something like that, it just makes people flock, like, to come down, like, come on down, like, oh, fuck, I have to get one of those before they're gone.
Well, that's what happened with horchata.
Yeah.
Horchata naughty.
Gone.
We didn't get on
I made the
tap.
mistake
We
of
didn't get
putting
on tap.
all the kegs that we had on inventory sheet for a distro, and while we were passing out samples and tasting them, everybody's excited about horchata naughty.
Yeah.
One of our
My
distros
bad.
bought every single one of the kegs. It never even got on tap. It never got on tap. And it was amazing.
It wasn't even just horchata. It was the nice sauce too. They took like we have this is what we have left, and we're like, it's gone. We need.
Yeah,
something
so
new.
Nice Sauce Nice Sauce started off as a seasonal, like
Christmas. It'd be Christmas time.
what's the funny cookie called?
The gingerbread.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom calls me an old man because I like
so-
shortbread.
Yes, these guys challenged me to make a funny cookie one, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll make a funny cookie one called Nice Sauce, and we put it on there at Christmas, and then all of a sudden it's like we had demand past March.
They're like,
Can we make more? I'm like, we can, but this was a Christmas beer.
yeah.
But then everyone wants it, and we're just like, we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of creatures of demand.
Oh, of
and
course, yeah.
Especially having all the fans in the back of the house. We've got obviously local running groups who come through here. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's the OC Craft Runners.
Yeah,
there's
okay,
LA
so you
Craft
guys
Runners.
Yeah, we have Keep Running
So
San
get
Diego
this.
comes in,
Yeah.
Anaheim Run Club. They very
Fun-
supportive of us.
Fun, cute story.
Yeah.
Had never run a 5K in my entire life.
Yeah.
Had brewed with Rick from Stereo.
Yeah.
Won a homebrew competition, scaled up a recipe. Rick brewed with him, put it on draft, and we had it there. All of a sudden, like weeks later, he hits me up and he says, "Hey, this OC running group's coming. You should come." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Well, what happens? The same thing that happened the morning of the brew day.
Yeah.
He makes me chug an Imperial Robot before running.
Nice.
He made me do a robot
And I was
this morning.
I'll rewind this story because
Son of a bitch made me do a robot this morning.
Rick quite literally ripped off the Band-Aid to which is now Real Brewing. And in that fashion, I mean,
And I love you, Rick. Sorry. I'm calling you son of a bitch. I didn't mean that.
we went for a brew day, and the first brew day, we're milling in. All of a sudden, the auger started making the mill started making this horrible screeching sound. His brother was there, kind of like, "Is this normal sound?" And he's like, "Hold on." Calls Rick over. By the time Rick comes over, and we shut it down, basically what had happened, the keyway backed out of the it's the equivalent of a crankshaft on a car.
Yeah.
The cog spun on there so hard and so fast,
And
that
it knocked the
fused.
little joint out of place?
The joint fell out and then it fused to it.
Yeah.
So Rick's like, this is the end of the brew day. He's like, so out came the Imperial Red at about 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And about a week went by, 2 weeks went by. He was trying to get a hold of Premier Stainless, saying like, "Hey, how can we fix this?" And they wanted us to bring the entire mechanism down there, which, as you can imagine, even for a smaller brewery, that mill is thousands of pounds.
It's in place. Like, what are you going to do?
So I think what it really ended up happening is they locked down the nut and called it a day. And Rick's like, "Hey, we're brewing this Saturday."
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, we're brewing this Saturday at 7 a.m. I go there. Rick has an Imperial Porter poured.
I'm sure he does,
full
yeah.
pour, and he goes, "You're gonna drink this before we hit the start button." Oh, as an omen to make the thing work.
I need
Yeah.
a
The
brew
brew
with
day
Rick.
went.
This is how I brew.
Legit.
This is and this is literally how the day worked. And like,
Today, here's the robot.
Yeah.
Like the robot red ale that they have. I went there this morning. He's like, for a good omen. And he freaking poured me. And I was like, I was like, fuck.
he knows it. He
I
knows
literally walked in, met his wife met his mom and dad.
Amanda, yep.
Yeah, Amanda, super nice person. Like, I can't say enough about all of them. But
Their integration within OC Brewers Guild and the whole group and how they're elevating it, it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So like having worked with Rick years and years ago as a
home brewer,
a pennant little home brewer. So I'm here to make my recipe.
Yeah.
He's like, we need to change this. I'm like, no. I would like this very unique malt that you cannot get.
Yeah.
All right. So he got it. He made everything awesome, and the beer came out. It was rad. But when you said stereo earlier, it was like this. It was like kind of this like.
Well, let's see.
He's the one who ripped He's the one who ripped the bandage off this.
Yeah, he talked about you a bunch on the show, on and off the show when we recorded it there. Like he talked about, like he's like, oh, you're going over to Noble. He's like, make sure you say hi to my buddy Paul. And he's like, I think I know Jimmy, and that's what he said. So, but he was
we didn't meet.
Super
We
cool.
didn't have the two meet.
Rick knows one of my best friends, George.
So maybe that's how
I used to work down the street from Stereo as a general counsel at a Greek company. And we used to go there all the time. So I know Rick's brother.
Okay.
Front. And I've never met Rick, but like everything over there is good. Yeah. They've been killing it for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on the riff. I think it was the red that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, just but I was, I even told Nadav, the one from Long Beach Beer Lab a couple weeks ago, like, you don't see reds as often.
No, I mean, I think someone said like Reds are dead. Like, I mean, that's been like a kind of joke, but everyone's kind of like in the industry is like, we'll bring them back.
That's exactly when it starts coming back.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
But I mean, it's like because it was hazies, it was seltzers, it was all the other stuff that was hopping big.
But I mean, we drink what we want to drink.
Yeah,
and we like to produce what we want to drink.
Oh, and that was one of the things too. But like, like before we ended, just And I think I've said before we ended probably about an hour
17
ago.
times.
Sorry.
3 hours.
Like an hour or so, or like 3 hours in.
No, but great conversation. Like I feel like it's kind of like like if as long as you're brewing something that you really care about and that people love, like word of mouth to me is everything, and it's the same for this show.
Yeah.
Like if I can hear your guys' story, like if I can hear how Jimmy tell where he came from, if I can hear Vic, coming from the NHL doing all the stuff for the jerseys for Reebok, and you going from Paul from like doing all the all the brewing you've done throughout the years and hanging out and brewing with Rick. Sorry, I forgot for a second. I've had a few of these today. But it was just like, honestly, just hearing the story. Like, to me, that's, if we can, bring more people here and bring more people to the show and be able to do all that stuff, that's all that matters to me. Like, I don't care about, like, I don't want to be fucking famous. I want to be able to just hang out and be able to, if I can have a conversation like this with you guys.
Have a good time.
We want to have that. We want to have that conversation with our guests.
Yeah.
But our biggest problem with that conversation with the guests is through Instagram and 50,000 followers. Our saturation. Sure. We don't get to reach them all. Like we don't get to reach all the people that we get to interact with all the time. So it's like when they're in here.
Yeah. When I see when I go onto Noble's Instagram and I see how many followers you guys have, I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna reach out to them. If they respond, great. If they don't.
No, I was when you read, because originally I saw the podcast with Mike from Unsung, and I was like, oh, I hope we can, because they know, like I'm always can we get them? Yeah. And I was like, I'm all literally right before I messaged you messaged us, and I was like, yes. I'm like, we're good, let's get in here, let's go.
And to me, it's just like I said, like even with Mike, like honestly, like love Mike. He was like, how
awesome is that guy, dude?
He's so great, man. Like it was, especially like. The way we kind of connected too, because being a nerd back in the day, now it's popular. Like, if you love the Marvel movies, you're a comic book fan. But growing up as a kid, I was like, fuck, I didn't want any of my friends to know I was a comic book nerd. Like, my dad bought me comics every Friday. That's cool. We would go to a hobby shop. I'd get either a pack of baseball cards, a pack of football cards, and my 2 or 3 comics. But he would also make me go to Borders or Barnes & Noble and buy a legit book. So I would have to read,
balancing the forces.
I know, right?
Yeah. So I would have to read a book And then if I was going to have my comic books, read my comic books, I'd have to read a book before I could do that.
So it's a dad.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cool, man.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
Because, I mean, it's balancing the stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's balancing everything out. But this has been a blast. And honestly, I'm super glad because this has been a super fun conversation. And we're about 12 minutes close to 2 hours.
Oh,
And it's going to be the longest episode I've ever done. Yeah. It was just as long as me and Jimmy in the bathroom.
Those streams were amazing, baby.
Wait, do we now tell everyone that we record this in a bathroom?
I mean, it's just a couple of guys having a good time.
Yes,
Just a couple guys, a keg, and a good
Yeah.
time.
And
Nothing wrong with it,
WrestleMania's
man.
next week. What are you going to do?
what is that? Thanksgiving.
Let's end it with a favorite wrestler of all time. We're going to go around. Paul, favorite wrestler.
Dude, we can go.
This
is such a hard question.
We can go around twice. Paul, favorite wrestler. And I swear to God, if it's Jimmy Superfly Snuka, I'm gonna,
No,
I already know who I'm saying.
I'm just here to drop names. So Hazer Ramon is a beer that we did.
He had, and I'm not trying to
toothpick.
steal your thing, but out of all the guys that have been in the WWE Hall of Fame, he had the best speech. He walked up to the thing. He was like nervous, and he says, "Bad times don't." No, fuck. What did he say?
Dude, you already fucked it up, man.
I did already fuck it up.
God damn it.
He says, "Bad times don't last." No, well, God damn it.
Good times don't last.
Hold on. Runner Blue.
Google, baby.
No, yeah, no. I always message it to my brother too. Fucking. Yeah, it's gonna bug the show. The gist of it is hard time. Nah, fuck. It's gone. I'm not going to edit any of this out.
Stone Cold would have been so much easier.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm already there.
No, hard. No, I think I got it now. No, I don't. Go ahead. Oh no, I got no. Now I have it. Razor Ramon. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Greatest Hall of Fame speech of all time.
Good.
Greatest Hall of Fame speech of all time.
You're up.
Brett the Human Heart.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best there is. Yeah.
Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I know you love him. He was awesome, but
Yeah.
for Brett, his Heart fan, it's like
a technician,
Yeah.
a technician in the ring.
I got to go Triple H.
The game. Yeah. Doing the crotch chop. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Yeah, for me it's Sean. Always been Sean, but I love Hunter. Hunter's it's
amazing.
Sean, Hunter, and probably Taker.
It's all about New World Order.
Taker.
Yeah.
I'm with you with Taker. Taker.
Yeah, I love Taker.
NWF.
Oh yeah. But honestly, this has been great. Thank you guys again for
This
being
was
on the
amazing.
show.
It's a good time.
We're gonna end it here, but I will do an intro and I will,
Outro.
I'll do an intro and an outro.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna pop all you guys' cherries. It'll be fine.
Oh!
Here we
Be
go.
gentle. Be gentle.
To quote the movie 21, winner, chicken dinner, motherfuckers. Anybody gamblers in the house?
Yeah.
Okay,
sir.
well then
love
I will end it with take the over, you scumbags.
Take me over.
All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Like I said, had a great time with the boys over there. Definitely go down there, hang out, knock a few back. Definitely, be safe when you do it. But they, like I said, they always have, food trucks there, all that sort of stuff. If you go on their Instagram, they always have a food truck lineup. They have really cool merch. They just did the collab with Violent Gents. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Gunnar, thanks for coming on again.
You got it.
We're about to get to cooking in a few, but before we do, an article from the Bro Code. Article 9, actually, let me start over. Article 9. Should a bro lose a body part due to an accident or illness? His fellow bros will not make lame jokes such as "gimme 3" or "wow, quitting your job like that really took a lot of ball." it's still a high five, and the bro still has a lot of balls. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Take care, Tap Fam.